8 years ago, a strange supernatural force disrupted reality. A gate to another world opened, and alien creatures invaded, slaughtering humans. Survivors named this disaster Demon Dusk. Magnetic fluctuations activated the occupation system, granting humans powers to fight monsters. Humans can awaken abilities and choose occupations. Talent levels are divided into 5, with the mythic level unrecorded. Today is the awakening and occupation selection ceremony for graduating students. The principal gave a speech, encouraging students before this crucial moment. He believed they were ready to bear the responsibilities of their occupations, to fight for humanity, even at the cost of their own lives. In this society, swordsmen and mages are the most popular occupations. Other popular occupations include assassins, summoners, and warriors. Healing pastors, however, are underrated due to low profit. They move slowly, have almost no attack, and struggle to change the battle outcome. Even with high talent and equipment, other occupations can clear normal stages alone. Pastors, however, are powerless and seen as burdens or jokes in tough battles. The protagonist, Lin Ye, arrived in this world 6 years ago and is unfamiliar with his new body. He lost his parents in a monster attack. Later, a family took him in, giving him a sense of home. He vowed to become strong to protect those he loves. When it was his turn to awaken, he calmly faced the crowd's contemptuous eyes. Entering the magic array, he maintained a composed mindset. A brilliant golden light suddenly erupted. Lin Ye's soul was drawn into a mysterious space. A dazzling light appeared before him. While still stunned, the light swept across him. It transformed into 2 red and white dragon snakes, entwining him and merging with his body. Power surged into his soul. The system announced congratulations for obtaining a mythic talent, Contrary Heaven-Universe Shift. A choice appeared. Hide this power or not. He chose to conceal the secret. The mythic level had never been recorded in history. If exposed, he could become prey to others. Keeping it hidden is safest until his power is sufficient. This talent enhances overall strength, adjusts skills at will, and can even alter ability nature at high levels. The ritual completed, Lin Ye successfully awakened. His close friend Mu Mu rushed over to ask about his result and talent, but Lin Ye only smiled mysteriously. When Lin Ye remained silent, those who had scorned him mocked him, but he just smiled, unbothered. When it was Mu Mu's turn, Lin Ye encouraged her, while Min proceeded to the occupation selection area. Standing before the goddess statue, Min began considering his path. He planned to use Contrary Heaven-Universe Shift to amplify his power and choose the occupation best suited to it. After deliberation, he decisively chose the pastor occupation. The system confirmed, noting he was the first to select pastor in this class. Lin Ye nodded in acknowledgement, surprising the system. Despite the surprise, the system announced the final result. Notification displayed. Occupation change successful. Info panel appeared. Lin Ye, Pastor, HP 100, Mana 100, Mythic Talent Contrary Heaven-Universe Shift, plus healing and purification skills. He immediately tested his skills with the reverse effect. When activated, the healing spell turned into an attack that drained 50 HP from the enemy. Every 5 seconds, it consumes 9 mana and deals direct damage. He realized this skill doesn't hit magically but drains life directly. Slightly weaker than mages, it penetrates all defenses and is highly effective against magic-resistant foes. The reversed purification spell drains enemy mana and summons a dark spirit. This skill depletes enemy mages, preventing powerful spells and making them vulnerable to counterattacks. Lin Ye understood his combat strategy clearly. However, he must be careful using support skills as reversal can harm allies. Seeing him choose pastor, students below laughed and mocked him. They sneered that he only wanted to be a milk bottle hiding behind the team. Soon after, Mu Mu awakened with the legendary talent Life Chamber Order, able to summon alien spirits. The crowd cheered in amazement, praising her as the only goddess with a legendary talent, curious about her occupation choice. Mu Mu approached the goddess statue and boldly announced her choice. She chose mage, causing a stir in the audience. Everyone speculated this combination could enter the occupation alliance, while mocking Lin Ye as unworthy to stand beside her. Among the crowd, some began to notice him more. They realized it had been a long time since anyone voluntarily chose a despised occupation. He showed no reluctance, radiating rare calmness, sparking their curiosity. After choosing, Mu Mu ran to Lin Ye, smiling and inviting him to join the dungeon, winking playfully. Lin Ye only smiled slightly and declined, saying he had his own plan. Mu Mu was surprised, wondering what he was plotting. At that moment, the dungeon gate opened in the schoolyard, and the system called awakened students to challenge it. A male student named Ten approached, asking Lin Ye to invite Mu Mu to join, promising to share rewards if he obeyed. He sneered, showing contempt, believing a pastor like Lin Ye was worthless except to follow a goddess. Linya coldly refused, making him angry and shout threats. Then, the principal's stern voice echoed, reminding that cooperation is survival in the dungeon. Everyone turned, seeing the principal approaching with seriousness. He warned that personal grudges must be set aside against monsters. Linya calmly replied that he had no grudge and only wanted to complete the dungeon solo to gain experience. Everyone was stunned at Pastor daring to solo a dungeon. The principal frowned, doubting him. He advised Linya to choose teammates, as death in the dungeon means real death outside. Linya decisively said he was well prepared, choosing solo to level up quickly and hide his mythic talent. Seeing his confidence, the principal silently observed, half worried, half impressed. Linya stepped to the dungeon gate, selecting beginner trial, while the system warned of danger and advised a team. He did not hesitate and confirmed entry. In an instant, his body was transported into the Xinyang Wolf dungeon. A guidance interface appeared, showing detailed directions for beginners. Dungeon info: Wolf Forest, level 1-3, beginner difficulty, team recommended to avoid wolf packs. Linya noted this challenge wasn't easy, only a coordinated team could achieve high scores. Along the way were healing springs to restore HP, reducing risk for beginners. This made the pastor occupation almost redundant and undervalued. If the scattered wolves aren't eliminated, they will gather into packs, threatening lives. Anyone entering the Forbidden Forest will surely die, but with his mythic power, Linya refused to settle for ordinary points. He told himself the legendary Forbidden Area was where he must go. He must conquer the Dead Land to prove his strength. Before him, a group of wild wolves appeared, surrounding him viciously. Monster info displayed: Wild Wolf level 1, bite skill, causes bleed with 10-second cooldown. Bleed effect deals continuous damage for 3 seconds without cooldown. Linya smirked, activating Contrary Heaven Universe Shift. A burst of red light exploded, enveloping his body. He immediately cast Healing Technique in reverse state. The spell turned into Force Steel, dealing 50 damage to a wild wolf. System announcement: target eliminated. Linya gained 10 experience points without losing any HP. The remaining wolves charged simultaneously. He calmly observed their reaction. With Contrary Heaven Universe Shift still active, wolf bites were reversed, continuously healing him for 3 seconds. Linya raised his staff using reverse purification technique. A dark spirit was summoned in midair. It drained 30 mana from a wolf, silencing the target. He nodded silently. This skill is especially effective against low mana creatures. Another wolf lunged from a blind spot. Linya dodged swiftly and countered with reverse healing technique. The attack hit precisely, killing the monster and gaining 10 experience. He calculated that clearing all wolves would level him up at least 4 times, with the next target being a hidden boss. Suddenly, another wolf attacked from behind. Sensing danger, he turned just as the skill cooldown ended. Linya cast a spell, dealing 50 damage and killing it cleanly, gaining 10 more experience points. He reminded himself that strength lies not in level, but preparation and strategy. System notified. Exited combat state. He deactivated Contrary Heaven Universe Shift and used Purification to restore mana. Experience bar full. System announced level up. He reached level 2. All stats enhanced. Healing skill upgraded to level 2. Info displayed: Strength 5, Constitution 5, Intelligence 6, Spirit 6, Agility 5, with 2 free points. He decided to allocate both points to Intelligence. Mana rose to 8. He knew boosting Intelligence would accelerate energy recovery and increase reverse spell damage. Scene returned to the academy. The principal pondered, warning that the Forbidden Area must never be explored by students. He suspected the boy was attempting to challenge the hidden boss Shadow Descendant Wolf King level 5, nearly impossible. He inferred that unless seeking certain death, Lin Ye's talent must be mythic level or higher. He regretted that Lin Ye hid his true power, only able to watch and hope for his safety while others laughed. Another instructor joked about betting that Lin Ye would set a new record, then shifted topic to another promising student. He remarked she had good ideas but lacked decisiveness in real combat. Scene shifted to Mumu, fighting a fierce wolf with 2 teammates. Mumu cast Ice Stasis, summoning a rain of sharp crystals piercing the target, earning her teammates praise. But she suddenly realized trouble was coming. The wolf's cries attracted more wolves, forcing the group to retreat. She ran while cursing herself for ruining her goddess image. Reaching the safe zone, Mumu immediately ordered her 2 teammates to fall back. Mumu activated her talent life chamber order. A complete clone of her appeared beside her. Both Mumus cast ice stasis simultaneously, eliminating the wolf pack. She exhaled in relief, smiling lightly at being safe. The principal stroked his beard, praising her, but another instructor commented she still lacked combat prowess. Talent alone wasn't enough. Scene returned to Lin Ye. He kept killing wild wolves with reverse healing, quickly reaching level 3 and thinking he would soon reach level 4. Suddenly, a strange sound echoed from the bushes. Linya crouched to hide, observing carefully. Interface displayed boss info. Shadow Descendant Wolf King, level 5, superior stats, skills Bite, Bleed, Wild Call, Strange Roar. Description: this creature is the Wolf Lord, bloodthirsty and ruthless, attacking any intruder. All wild wolves obey its commands, hunting in packs. It is an extremely dangerous hidden boss, previously injuring many students, area classified as forbidden. Linya saw wolves surrounding the boss, always alert to protect it. Occasionally, they scattered to hunt, opening opportunities for him. He silently cast reverse healing, killing each wolf, gaining 10 experience per kill. He smiled, treating them as mobile HP bars, preparing to reach the level needed to challenge the boss. Time passed, minions decreased, and Linya reached level 4. As the wolf pack was nearly wiped out, the Shadow Descendant Wolf King finally detected the intruder. Linya smiled coldly. Detected, huh? The fun is just beginning. Boss info displayed. HP 2000, MP 1000, attack 500, defense 200. He assessed this as far stronger than normal wolves, but for him, merely a suitable test. Linya stood still, letting the boss strike, and contrary heaven-universe shift reversed the damage into healing. The giant wolf roared in shock. Linya laughed. Thanks, I feel invigorated. The boss frantically attacked, but Linya's HP only rose, confirming the perfection of his mythic talent. As the boss began tiring, his skills were off cooldown. Linya narrowed his eyes. Had enough? Now it's my turn. He cast reverse healing, rapidly depleting the boss's HP. The Shadow Descendant Wolf King roared violently, swinging its claws. Linya only slightly dodged. The boss lost another half bar of HP. The beast shrieked, seemingly realizing the cause of its defeat. Linya smiled faintly. But it's too late, my friend. The boss entered a berserk state, but without wolf assistance, it was powerless. System indicated healing skill ready. He stared at it coldly, as if the outcome was already set. He channeled all energy into his final move, a burst of red light shaking the forest. System announced, Shadow Descendant, Wolf King defeated. Pause 1000 EXP, level up to 5. Wolf Forest Dungeon completed, rewards calculating. Rewards displayed. Receive low-tier bronze chest. Completed all hidden conditions, defeat final boss. No damage skills used. Kill 30 wild wolves, SSS rank. Extra high-tier silver chest. Linya looked at the reward chest. Silently amazed, reverse healing wasn't counted as a damage skill, allowing him to achieve SSS rank. Luck exceeded expectations. System immediately broadcasted to the school. First student to complete Wolf Forest Dungeon with all hidden achievements, achieving SSS rank. The entire academy fell silent. Students stared in disbelief. Everyone was horrified, gossiping loudly had they just witnessed a historic record. Others immediately recorded it. Even the principal was stunned. Achieving SSS meant completing all hidden conditions never before seen. He recalled only Lin Ye had entered the forbidden area. A bespectacled instructor objected, claiming this impossible SSS requires no damage skills, yet clearing the dungeon nearly inconceivable. Outside, Mumu was astonished. She had barely reached a rank and nearly risked her life. Unable to believe anyone could achieve SSS, feeling worried. Meanwhile, Lin Ye in the dungeon was unaware of the commotion outside. Receiving the success notification, he smiled with satisfaction and opened the high-tier silver chest. Inside was a skill book Divine Healing Technique, along with 5 rare free attribute points. He also obtained the Dark Dagger silver equipment. Plus 150 attack, plus 110 armor penetration, 5% chance to cause bleeding, and Divine Healing Technique level 1. Restores 100 HP to allies. Lasts 10 seconds, 10 HP per second, costs 50 MP, cooldown 20 seconds. Linya eagerly learned this new skill. He tested the reverse form Death Strike Descend, level 1, 10 mana range, 100 instant damage, and 20 per second for 10 seconds, costing 45 MP. He noted that despite high mana cost and long cooldown, the area damage was extreme in early stages. Combined with reverse purification to cover cooldown, he could surpass even the strongest mage. He decided to sell the Dark Dagger to wealthy students to fund himself, not relying on his foster family. They had helped him much, now he must stand on his own. With the 5 reward points, he realized this was extremely rare, usually only granted from special quests or hidden chests. Only those who surpassed S rank on their first clear could claim attribute rewards. He allocated all points to intelligence, determined to become a violent pastor, breaking all magical limits. Outside, students anxiously awaited to see who achieved SSS. a teleportation light flashed. Everyone assumed it was an SS level team, but when Lin Ye emerged alone, the entire school fell silent. Only he, no teammates, no support. They couldn't believe their eyes, thinking the rest of the team hadn't appeared yet. As the system tallied rewards, Moo ran over excitedly. "Lin Ye, that's you, right?" Those who had mocked him scoffed, sarcastically claiming Moo was praising a useless person, asking how he could manage alone. Students argued loudly, mocking him, creating an even noisier atmosphere. Lin Ye calmly took out the dark dagger, asking, "Any assassins here? I have an excellent weapon. Name your price." Everyone froze, unable to believe their eyes. He really got silver-grade equipment? Once confirmed as silver, the crowd clamored with offers, some calling for money, others shouting tens of thousands of guild coins. A student offered 50,000, silencing the rest. Lin Ye thought this exceeded expectations. At that moment, a woman in teacher uniform stepped forward, decisively offering the final price. 100,000, she said, freezing the plaza, equivalent to 10 years' income for an ordinary household. Lin Ye smirked slightly, calculating in his mind, 100,000, a huge bargain for a mid-tier dagger. He confirmed the transaction, instantly becoming the center of attention. Many students surrounded him, asking, "What level are you?" 5, Lin Ye replied briefly. Everyone froze in disbelief. They all asked, "Which team were you with? Or really solo? How did you achieve SSS?" On the stands, instructors discussed vigorously. The first exclaimed, "If he had no team, that means he cleared the dungeon alone." Another interrupted, "Impossible. SSS requires no damage, yet clear all monsters, even top experts haven't done it." They concluded that in the beginner stage, this achievement was nearly impossible. The student who had mocked Lin Ye hung his head, muttering that he was just lucky, pretending he would teach him a lesson if possible. After all students completed the dungeon, the principal stepped up, voice resonant. "Well done, today's assessment ends. From now on, you are no longer ordinary students, but apprentice occupation holders. 30 days from now, you will face the outside reality." He emphasized, "The most important is not power, but courage. Whether you are ordinary or heroes is your own choice." He continued, "In the next month, use the dungeon and academy-level secret areas to reach at least level 10. Hearing this, Lin Ye silently thought the upcoming test would require teamwork, and coordination is the key factor for scoring. He already had a partner in mind. Lin Ye glanced at Moo, outwardly cold but inwardly gentle, innocent and sincere, sometimes trusting easily and vulnerable. Despite her strong talent, she still needed someone to protect her, and Lin Ye silently promised to do so. He approached, softly saying, "Not going home tonight? Want to go dungeon raiding together?" Moo was surprised, but before she could reply, night fell. The two stood before the Stonequake Cave secret area gate level 3-6 dungeon, suitable for 5 to 10 people. System noted the place was full of venomous scorpions with deadly tails, though not lethal. Avoiding strikes carefully, they assessed the challenge level. Difficulty determined the ability to defeat the venomous Scorpion King and avoid poison. Failing to kill the boss in time meant failure. As time ran out, the boss would rage. Lin Ye focused seriously on the difficulty mode. Players can select challenge level upon entering. Higher difficulty strengthens monsters and demands higher force. High difficulty requires larger teams but offers better rewards. Beginner dungeons usually have 3 levels: normal, hard, nightmare. The cave's first run only had 2 difficulty levels. Moo worried, with only 2 people attempting hard and aiming for SSS. Lin Ye confidently reassured her. Moo still feared failing without causing injury. Concerned about endangering her, Lin Ye began explaining the dungeon strategy. After hearing, Moo understood the plan, feeling enlightened. She realized Lin Ye's idea was to bypass monsters and go straight through. He nodded, saying he had carefully studied the dungeon layout. The perfect plan, skipping school tactic, impressed Moo. The full map appeared clearly in her mind. She knew Lin Ye had hidden his talent, mastering all dungeons through precise data. He always achieved perfect scores in theory tests. Yet others still thought he bullied the weak, seeing Moo stunned. Lin Ye reminded her. She gasped, replying silently, always believing Lin Ye could do something great. She believed he would be the hero to save the world. The two teleported into the cave, Moo amazed by its sparkling beauty. Light reflected brilliantly off the stones. Lin Ye immediately warned Moo. He mentioned this dungeon was even more dangerous than the wolf forest when suddenly the system announced. Due to lack of members, the system auto-formed a team, surprising Lin Ye with this mechanic. Now they not only fought monsters but also competed with others. Suddenly a loud explosion rang out. A group of people was blown backward. They slammed into walls, blood spraying. The team was nearly wiped out, lamenting that even a small monster had decimated them. The dungeon was brutal. Info panel appeared. Venomous Scorpion. Rank A. Balanced stats. Poison skill causing paralysis and potential heart stoppage. It had a hardened skill temporarily increasing defense. Lin Ye stepped forward to observe. Those who had mocked him cried out for help. He coldly reminded them they had forgotten academy rules. Then he left them, taking Moo away, letting them face the consequences. They angrily cursed while Lin Ye led Moo another way, advising that scorpions were weak to water and to attack only up close. He promised that if she followed instructions, she would safely avoid poison. He added that the monsters were sensitive to sound. As they advanced, they noticed something unusual ahead. A venomous scorpion blocked their path. Lin Ye used a special skill, killing it instantly, leaving Moo amazed and realizing his true talent. Lin Ye signaled for silence and began explaining the plan. To clear the dungeon in a special way, they had to follow a secret path, avoid detection, and reach the dungeon's checkpoint. That was the water area the scorpions fear, with the stream serving as a safe refuge. The water was harmless and drinkable. Lin Ye ordered her to jump in. Moo hesitated a moment, then followed him. They swam to the middle of the pool, climbing a large rock to rest. Moo adjusted her soaked clothes. Lin Ye bent to pick up a stone from the ground. He threw it forcefully at the large rock, creating a deafening echo. The sound awakened all scorpions in the cave simultaneously. Even those engaged in combat abandoned their fights, rushing toward the sound. 3 members of another group panicked, confused by what was happening. In an instant, countless venomous scorpions surrounded the pool, led by a colossal rank 6 scorpion king with deadly poison. The system warned players to avoid contact with its lethal stinger. Lin Ye stood on the shore, casually taunting the monsters. The scorpions only roared, fearing water, unwilling to approach. He laughed, mocking their helplessness. Then he used Death Strike Descend for AoE damage, triggering multiple kill notifications. Experience points surged. The other group was shocked to see a pastor with such firepower. They realized the legendary record holder was him. Lin Ye signaled Moo to coordinate. She used Life Chamber Order, creating a clone, casting Ice Stasis to kill more monsters, gaining levels. Screen displayed Tuo Moo, level 4 mage, balanced stats, and high magical power. She possessed a resurrection talent and a special freezing skill. When Lei Yuan's team arrived, they saw Lin Ye facing the giant Scorpion King. The monster was unusual, daring to enter the water, shocking everyone. Moo cast spells but caused only minor damage. She panicked at its strong armor, while Lin Ye calmly pointed out the weak spot in the center. When its HP drops to phase 2, the weak spot would appear, offering the chance to defeat it. The boss counterattacked fiercely. Lin Ye grabbed Moo's hand and pulled her away. Both leap to dodge and land on the cliff as Lin Ye shatters a rock above. The falling stone forms a new platform on the lake, and Moo continues supporting. Lin Ye unleashes the skill Pomegranate Seizure technique, dealing massive damage. Although the boss's HP drops little, the hit enrages it. The monster roars furiously. It swings its tail. Lin Ye shouts a command, and Moo freezes the rock, making it fall and letting him leap higher. He times it perfectly and strikes the weak point for a finishing blow. The critical sound rings as the attack hits the vital spot. The boss takes 1,000 damage. Moo praises in shock as the system announces dungeon cleared, the Scorpion King slain with full rewards. The system grants SSS rank, a golden chest, 5 attribute points, and Lin Ye reaches level 6 with superior stats and diverse battle priest skills. He gains detoxification, sealing, wide area healing, and the ultimate Death's Descent. The group hiding behind rocks bow shamefully, calling Lin Ye Great Master and apologizing for underestimating him. They beg to follow him, even willing to serve as loyal subordinates. Lin Ye coldly warns that today's events must remain secret. He smiles mysteriously, his tone threatening. He warns that anyone who speaks will face consequences, then both leave the dungeon and teleport light. Outside, Lin Ye tells her to open the golden chest in a secluded spot. The system reveals many rare rewards. They include a Hunter Greatsword, a Jade Ring, a Gale Belt, and 5 free attribute points. The Silver Greatsword boosts attack power and pierces armor. The Golden Gale Belt greatly enhances speed, reflexes, and evasion. The Poison Bubble Tome lets mages create explosive toxic spheres, causing wide damage and lingering poison. The Silver Jade Ring reduces all skill cooldowns, stunning Moo with its power. She's amazed the golden chest contains so much. Lin Ye secretly praises their rare luck. However, he deems the Jade Ring the most valuable. Its rare cooldown effect rivals attribute points and could sell for 1,000,000 Alliance coins. Lin Ye gives Moo the Poison Bubble Book, saying it suits mages. She hesitates. She's unsure since her element differs, normally unable to learn poison skills. Suddenly, the system triggers Hidden Talent 5-Element Grandmaster, Progress to 5, shocking her. Linya asks why. She explains she unlocked a strange talent upon learning the skill, surprising and delighting Linya, who tells her to collect all 5 elemental skills. He notes it's a huge advantage and her secret trump card for the future. Mumu grows excited, asking how Linya distributes his points as they walk. He only smiles. Linya says it's his own path none can copy. She nods as dawn breaks outside. Outside, the crowd buzzes that someone cleared the novice dungeon, cheering when they see Mumu, their beloved goddess, then stare at her companion. They whisper that Linya, the once mediocre guy, is the one who soloed an SSS score, leaving everyone stunned. Someone adds he once sold a dagger for 10,000 alliance coins, stirring the crowd. At that moment, a supercar skids to a stop in the square. 2 young men step out, drawing attention. One laughs loudly, telling the other that his sister is truly a rare beauty, even prettier than any seen in the dungeon. Mumu quickly pulls Linya away, whispering that the man is troublesome and bullies others with his wealth, has infamous for dropping out to hunt gaming talents and exploiting them for profit. His habit is teasing poor schoolgirls, earning everyone's disdain. He blocks their path. He introduces himself as Huang Xiaofeng, heir of Huang Corp, causing the crowd to gossip about the notorious playboy. His bodyguards rush to defend him, claiming all rumors are lies. He arrogantly basks in attention as Mumu hides behind Linya and coldly replies. She declares she already has a boyfriend, surprising Linya, who realizes she's using him as a shield. Huang Xiaofeng grows angry and insults Linya as unworthy. Linya sighs, thinking they must have known each other. Huang bursts in rage, shouting for a fight and ordering Linya to leave. He activates the warrior skill charge. He rushes forward while Linya stands motionless. Linya silently triggers the power seizure reversal spell. As soon as Huang attacks, he clutches his stomach in agony and screams. He grits his teeth, demanding what dark magic Linya used. Linya feigns innocence, saying he did nothing. Everyone saw he hadn't attacked. Just a harmless priest. The crowd is stunned. Everyone confirms he's indeed a pure priest. That class has no attack skills, shocking everyone further. Mumu realizes it must be Linya's hidden ability. Huang rages and attacks again, but is knocked down by pomegranate seizure technique, turning pale. Linya was merely testing how reversed healing spells affect enemies. He finds the power not only damages but also reflects effects, and weak Huang collapses instantly. The man screams for a no-skill duel, threatening revenge, but Zhao Kai-hang, the other youth, steps in, reminding that skill use on campus is forbidden. He's secretly shocked a priest defeated Huang so easily. He laughs it off as luck while the crowd buzzes about Linya, the solo dungeon clearer and rare weapon seller. Zhao Kai-hang approaches to mediate, apologizing for his friend, but inwardly deems Linya a formidable rival, suspecting a hidden talent, and notes Huang isn't convinced yet. Huang Xiaofeng curses loudly in fury. He shouts vulgarities as the crowd shakes their heads. Zhao Kai-hang loses patience, seals him with a talisman, knocking him out, then turns to Linya. He warns that Huang Xiaofeng, heir of Huang Corp, will surely seek revenge, gives Linya a card with 50,000 credits, and advises him to lay low, offering help with dungeon leveling. He just hopes Linya keeps the peace, but Linya calmly says he can't promise. He thinks Zhao is sensible, not shielding the wicked, merely seeking good relations. Linya, however, grows curious how many people Huang can summon for revenge, wanting to test Death's Descent in real combat. Then they both leave. Linya posts a guide on clearing the Hardstone Cavern dungeon in 1 minute 30 seconds, with images of high-tier loot like the Jade Ring and Hunter Greatsword. He also sells a tactical map for 5,000 Alliance coins, sparking forum frenzy over the ultra-rare cooldown reduction item. Some doubt his record, others complain about the price, while Mumu wonders if anyone would actually buy it. She grows curious about the reaction on the professional forum. Linya opens his device and quickly replies to comments. He simply writes, "No one can resist free attribute points," sparking an uproar. Players discuss that while the dungeon is profitable, getting SSS rank is extremely difficult. Most teams fail and doubt it's possible, yet some decide to buy out of curiosity. Minutes later, Linya earns his first 5,000 Alliance coins as one buyer confirms the guide truly works. They comment that the map is precise, helping them reach SSS in 2 minutes, igniting the community. The trend spreads fast, money pouring into Linya's account as players praise his dungeon research genius. They call his skip class method a miracle. The post floods with likes and shares, spreading Linya's fame. Netizens say, if you want SSS without dying, find the author of that post. Many ask who the author is, hoping to become his disciple. Mumu watches the rising balance, eyes sparkling in disbelief. Orders keep flooding in, the total hitting 500,000. Impressing everyone elsewhere, a group secretly investigates Linya's real identity. One asks if they've traced the source of the post. Another replies the post used masking tricks, only traced to Jiangcheng Professional Academy, now known for strange events. Someone adds that a big name wants to buy the Hunter Greatsword for 80,000. No bargaining. A new message appears. If you agree, I'll meet you at the Academy Dungeon Gate. Moo cheers, saying Lin Ye's about to be a millionaire since the total value nears 10 million. Lin Ye only nods calmly, all within plan. With fair pricing and high-quality tactics, Lin Ye's post spreads everywhere. However, he emphasizes long-term growth requires branching into more dungeons, as silver gear is only useful early on. Eventually, they'll be replaced, so weak players fail even with good items. Moo is astonished. She feels confused and uncertain. She looks at Lin Ye, wondering why he spends time making money instead of training before exams. Lin Ye smiles, saying the money has another purpose. He uses it to protect those he loves, thinking of the days he was once protected. In his past life, he was an orphan living in internet cafes, lost and lonely. After reincarnating into this world, he felt blessed having loving parents willing to sacrifice for him. But 10 years ago, after the demon twilight ended, greedy relatives showed their true faces, wishing him dead to seize his inheritance. He vividly remembers the humiliation and inheritance disputes, hearing them call him worthless and a burden. At that time he was weak, resisting meant suicide, so he fled and secretly planned to repay it all. Fortunately, his uncle and aunt took him in, caring for and helping him restart life. They also helped him keep his parents' fortune and advised him not to live in hatred, teaching him peace. Eventually, the traitors were sentenced, and he lived peacefully, continuing his studies. Now, Lin Ye still worries about what future injustices may come, but he believes earning money is to provide for and protect his loved ones. Becoming stronger is the only way to protect peace and avoid past tragedy. Just then, a voice interrupts his thoughts. A polite girl approaches, asking if he's the one selling the Hunter Greatsword, introducing herself as Bai Qi from Jiangcheng Professional Academy No. 1. Lin Ye is surprised to see the trading account named Muscle Bro. She laughs awkwardly, explaining her phone died and apologizing for the confusion. The scene makes nearby people laugh, imagining a muscle guy using a fake account. She jokes that she just overallocated strength points, so her nickname sounds like a war god. Lin Ye brings out the sword to verify the trade. He reminds her the item's stats are confirmed and non-refundable. Bai Qi lifts the sword, eyes sparkling, swings it a few times to test. Lin Ye notes her quick reflexes. She happily asks, "Great Master, really only 80,000? It's worth over 200,000 in the market." Lin Ye scratches his head, teasing if her teachers never taught market value. Bai Qi innocently replies she's bad at math and clueless about money. He guesses she's a rich young lady and gently warns her to ask prices next time to avoid scams. Bai Qi obediently nods. She transfers the payment, thanking him for the bargain. Lin Ye smiles, calling it a normal deal. The system notifies his account surpasses 1 million, upgrading to gold card. He bids farewell, telling her to reach out if she needs help, but Bai Qi suddenly chants a spell. A beam of light descends on Lin Ye with a special notice that the goddess of fortune has taken interest in him. Golden light envelops him. Shocked, he hurriedly asks what just happened. Bai Qi cheerfully says it's her innate talent, capable of evolving, then shyly asks to join his team. When she activates it, shining coins and golden fish swirl around, creating a mythical scene. Lin Ye realizes it's a luck-enhancing talent rarer than legendary. In strategy terms, such power can alter fate and unlock divine treasures. He asks if she's told anyone. Bai Qi shakes her head, saying no one knows. Lin Ye nods and warns her to keep it absolutely secret. He cautions that exposure would let others exploit her and strip her freedom, frightening Bai Qi. He explains this gift is so rare that factions might fight or capture her for it. Bai Qi, surprised, asks if the Adventurer Alliance isn't a righteous group. Lin Ye firmly denies it. He says though powerful, the alliance is full of factions, schemes, and rivalries. Even assassinations happen for profit, so he urges her to join his team for protection. Bai Qi joyfully agrees. Lin Ye smiles and says, Lin Ye, welcome to the team. On the way, she shares that no one wanted to team with her since she's small but uses a greatsword, seen as useless. When meeting Moo, Lin Ye introduces the new teammate, and Bai Qi shyly greets her. Moo smiles warmly, introducing herself as Tu Moo. Bai Qi exclaims in awe at meeting the goddess in person, praising her beauty and charm. Moo jokes, whispering for her to beware of that Lin Ye guy's hidden motives. Lin Ye quickly coughs to deflect the teasing. He changes the topic, suggesting they all have a meal to celebrate the new member. Afterward, Lin Ye says they'll rest, then enter the next dungeon. He reveals it's the Goblin Underground City, Nightmare level, and this time Hell Go Alone. The goal is to prepare team strategy and refine power data, Moo protests in shock. She knows nightmare-level dungeons are deadly trials for newcomers. Lin Ye reassures her he's confident and has a clear plan. Moo angrily retorts that even advanced adventurers risk death there. Going solo is insane. Baichi trembles in fear. She hastily excuses herself and leaves, leaving Lin Ye to persuade in vain. He calms Moo, telling her to eat first while he handles the mission quietly. Moo agrees but warns she'll tell his mom if he fails. Lin Ye pretends to obey, making her suspicious of his odd behavior. Online news of the strongest rookie spreads wildly, sparking debate. Many doubt it, claiming to be powerful mages and arguing over truth. Some say the person must be rich, maybe Huang Xiaofeng. Rumors spread, his identity still disputed. Many speculate the rookie is from Jiang Cheng's top academy. Moo stays calm. Lin Ye grabs back his phone, teasing Moo before they head to eat. The warm meal continues as his aunt kindly reminds them to stay healthy. His uncle asks about the upcoming trial exam. Lin Ye says it's fine, and the uncle advises against greed. Lin Ye jokes, making Moo flustered when mentioned. His aunt and uncle only wish him peace, handing him a bowl of loving soup. Lin Ye promises to follow Moo's example, living calmly and strongly. Moo stays silent as they tease her, calling her a harmless salted fish. He reacts lightly, everyone laughs, and the cheerful mood returns. His uncle gives him a bank card saying home will always be his support. Lin Ye refuses, saying he has enough money and wants them to keep it. His aunt gently insists, saying she'll be upset if he refuses, so he reluctantly agrees. In his heart, Lin Ye thanks them deeply, vowing to live well to repay their kindness. He resolves to conquer the nightmare dungeon, proving his unshakable will. At Huang Xiaofeng's home, he rages over Zhao Kaiheng's betrayal. The two argue fiercely as Huang hurls insults. Suddenly, he screams in pain amid his fury. Zhao Kaiheng leaves, while Huang writhes in anger. Huang smashes a cup and kicks his friend out in humiliation. Zhao Kaiheng turns back, coldly saying he's delusional about power. He scolds that Huang deserved the beating he got. Mocking his family issues further enrages Huang, ending their friendship. Leaving, Zhao Kaiheng recalls the mysterious rookie who injured others and shocked the dungeon scene. Fans even form clubs. Zhao mutters that two geniuses may have emerged from Jiang Cheng, while Huang starts moving. He orders all his underlings to gear up fully, saying hell pay and take responsibility. He vows to teach that arrogant fool who truly rules Jiang Cheng Academy. The scene shifts. In the soul-gathering dungeon's dark depths, Lin Ye steps carefully through the foggy first floor. The info shows level 5-8 nightmare difficulty, a 5-layer maze with increasingly stronger goblins. He knows it's a grueling dungeon that few dare attempt due to high risk. But thanks to Baichi's rare items, Lin Ye feels confident with powerful stats, ready to fight. The enemies possess leaping and slashing skills, armored with shields. Goblin guards patrol the first floor, ready to strike any intruder. The two sides quickly meet, and battle is about to erupt. Lin Ye pinpoints the monster clusters within seconds, preparing his tactics. The goal is to test the most efficient mob gathering and killing strategy. To earn SSS rank, clear all enemies without using support items. Next, he must clear all 5 floors to unlock the boss chamber. The final battle will face the Goblin King ruling the maze. After 30 seconds, Lin Ye taunts all monsters, luring them in. 2 minutes later, he advances deeper. He meets the Goblin Captain as planned, with mobs gathered densely by the floor's end. Activating Death's Descent, he wipes them all out in 3 minutes 59 seconds, upgrading his skill. These weak foes pose no threat, and he calmly proceeds. With time left, Lin Ye adds points before entering the second floor. He repeats the same tactic, awaiting the system prompt. All monsters on floor 2 are annihilated in moments. Floors 3 and 4 are also swiftly cleared. Upon reaching floor 5, he's teleported to the Goblin King's palace. The Goblin King appears, roaring at the intruder with overwhelming stats and skills. Lin Ye realizes this is an abnormal boss fight, attacked the instant he enters. He calmly analyzes its weakness. Low speed, but golden armor and immense power. When the boss slams the ground, Lin Ye lies low, converting damage into healing via reversal magic. The screen shows healing numbers as the boss stares in disbelief. The Goblin King is stunned, seeing his foe gain health from being hit. Lin Ye counters, using reversed healing as an attack, draining the boss's HP. The enraged boss unleashes Dragon Spear, but Lin Ye reverses it, healing and gaining power. Even the boss's dive attacks backfire, turning into Lin Ye's advantage. The counter blows restore HP and break control, forcing the Goblin King to change tactics. He roars, claiming to have found his enemy's weakness. He summons a horde of goblins from underground, stunning Lin Ye with the boss's might. Lin Ye admits the nightmare difficulty truly exceeds expectations. The Goblin King orders his army to attack relentlessly. He commands his minions to torture the foe to death without using skills. Archers above unleash volleys of arrows like rain. Lin Ye is hit twice, losing much HP but still smiling smugly. He activates healing magic, instantly restoring full health. The Goblin King rages, unable to kill this human. He roars curses as Lin Ye waits for cooldown to strike back. Lin Ye uses wide-range reversed healing, dealing 200 more damage to the boss. Then he casts wind steps, evading the surrounding goblins. The Goblin King shouts in disdain, mocking him for cowardice. Lin Ye stops, smiling back, deciding to fight head-on. He channels power, slams his staff, and triggers divine reversal, causing a massive explosion. The Goblin King trembles in fear, unable to believe his eyes. He cries out that divine power cannot exist in a mere mortal. Red light engulfs everything. The castle collapses. The Goblin army disintegrates and victory alerts appear. The Goblin King lies dying, his strength fading. He staggers in despair, weakening before falling lifeless. Lin Ye finishes him with a final strike, gaining 5,000 XP, leveling to 7, and achieving SSS rank. The goddess's blessing evolves his golden chest into platinum, boosting his luck immensely. Notifications flood in as he gains new skills and rare items. They include Holy Light, Fire Flask, Sparkling Stone, and Sandstorm Bow. Holy Light is a sacred magic attack skill that restrains evil spirits. The Fire Flask deals heavy damage when thrown, while the Sparkling Stone boosts all stats. The Sparkling Stone also allows instant teleportation, and the Starlight skill heals allies. It simultaneously creates a short-term shield, reducing incoming damage. The Sandstorm Bow can summon magical storms, ideal for Earth Element archers. Lin Ye concludes that the Starlight skill combined with Reversal talent becomes a powerful wide-area attack. This combo can annihilate entire hordes, so he learns it first before Holy Light, investing all points into intelligence for stronger magic. Starlight and the Sparkling Stone greatly enhance Lin Ye's stats, reaching a perfect state. He leaves the dungeon excitedly, checking his attributes and gear. The Divine Weapon Death's Descent reaches level 2. Its power vastly increased. While browsing skills, the name Wondrous Stars appears. A familiar voice calls out, making Lin Ye laugh at the coincidence. Mumu arrives, sighing about the nightmare-level dungeon. Lin Ye confirms he just cleared it. Mumu nods, acting as if she already knew. She suddenly wants to challenge that dungeon herself. At that moment, Huang Xiaofeng's car appears. He rushes toward the teleport gate. He shouts, pointing at Lin Ye, calling his men to grab the punch-worthy guy. But seeing Lin Ye's cold gaze, the henchmen tremble, too scared to move. Huang angrily smacks one's head, calling him stupid. He sneers at the weak students, thinking no one can help Lin Ye. Scene shifts. Lin Ye returns home, opening his computer to post an S-rank dungeon guide. He lists Holy Light and the Sandstorm Bow for sale online. The internet explodes with awe at the record-breaking Nightmare solo. Everyone calls him the true nightmare of goblins. An online reporter claims Lin Ye, a student from the professional academy, is the strongest candidate of the year. They share photos and evidence of his solo feats, igniting massive buzz. Some doubt it, saying a priest couldn't be that strong without precise calculations. Others insist the admin erred since priests don't even need Holy Light. Then a transaction success alert appears. His skill and bow sales skyrocket, totaling billions in alliance coins as Lin Ye confirms the deal. His account hits 1.5 million, proud of his nearly perfect dungeon run unmatched by anyone. The Carp turns Dragon Luck effect remains active. The buff duration extends for another 15 hours. He decides to rest and train his physical endurance. That night under moonlight, he jogs along the riverside. Suddenly, Huang Xiaofeng's car screeches to a stop ahead. He orders Lin Ye to get in. When the car halts, Lin Ye coldly reminds him that Zhao Kaihang had warned not to touch him. Huang roars in rage, challenging him to a duel and threatening his family. Lin Ye suppresses his anger, eyes gleaming with unwavering resolve. He sneers, accepting the duel and warning Huang not to beg for mercy after losing. Huang shouts, ordering his men not to interfere, insisting on a one-on-one fight. He flaunts his expensive gear, convinced of victory. Lin Ye notices his opponent isn't planning a fair fight, but something cunning. Huang signals his men to follow the plan, while Lin Ye calmly tells them to attack all at once. His arrogant words leave Huang momentarily stunned. Huang grits his teeth, threatening that Lin Ye will soon regret it. He steps closer, vowing to make Lin Ye crawl under his feet like a dog. He replied coldly, promising to make him live worse than death. The scene shifted as the group drove to the outskirts for the final battle. Upon arrival, the underlings bowed to their boss, while Lin Ye stepped out calmly. He smiled, asking if it would be a duel or a group fight. Huang Xiaofeng slyly replied, "Solo, all of us against you." He drew a golden tier sword, its blade gleaming. Lin Ye sneered, saying it was nothing but cheating. Huang Xiaofeng shouted, calling him a fool unafraid of death. He ordered his men to attack and kill the opponent. The crowd charged like a pack of hungry wolves. Lin Ye summoned his magic staff, channeling energy to prepare a reversal spell. As a few struck, he dodged nimbly. All attacks were deflected in an instant. One man shouted in shock at his incredible reflexes. Another went mad, slashing hard to finish Lin Ye. Lin Ye thought calmly that numbers didn't matter. His talent alone was enough. They mocked him, thinking he could only resist uselessly. Suddenly, Lin Ye's staff glowed brightly. He activated reverse healing, unleashing feedback energy. The nearest foe trembled, vomited blood, and collapsed from the backlash. The rest panicked, terrified by power that shattered golden armor, while Huang Xiaofeng tried to calm them. He shouted, "Attack together," and they obeyed, tightening the siege. Countless skills erupted, filling the field with light and fire. Lin Ye smiled and cast Divine Stars of Wonder, a wide-area spell that crushed everything. The storm of light blew away the underlings. Huang Xiaofeng was frozen in fear. With a few survivors left, Lin Ye struck again to finish them. He used fallen heaven and earth, red energy chains binding them tight. The group collapsed, unable to move, admitting defeat in despair. One groaned, unable to believe they were defeated so quickly. Huang Xiaofeng, furious, tore off his shirt to reveal a radiant diamond armor, claiming his strength came from true power. The limit-tier armor, boosting all attributes by 100, stunned his men an auction treasure worth billions, symbol of the Huang heir. Everyone realized it was a legendary, one-of-a-kind equipment. Huang Xiaofeng arrogantly declared this battle would change everything. He growled that he would make Lin Ye kneel and beg for mercy. He sneered, asking if Lin Ye was afraid or ready to beg, but Lin Ye only shook his head coldly. He mocked that despite the shiny shell, inside Huang Xiaofeng was still weak. The words made Huang Xiaofeng tremble with rage, grinding his teeth. He roared "Die" and charged in a furious attack. The slash tore through the air, but Lin Ye teleported away and countered instantly. A wounded underling witnessed the scene in speechless horror. He couldn't understand how a priest could possess such terrifying power. Lin Ye was so fast that Huang Xiaofeng couldn't keep up, suspecting he maxed out speed stats. He still believed his diamond armor had boosted his speed to the limit. He shouted that one hit would kill Lin Ye, swinging a devastating strike. Lin Ye dodged easily, mocking his weak base stats. He countered with inverse seizure, aiming directly at the weak spot. The strike completely nullified the diamond armor's defense. Huang Xiaofeng was horrified as his armor cracked and lost power. He went berserk, attacking in blind fury. He unleashed 3 furious slashes, his momentum soaring. Lin Ye leaped high, dodging neatly, stunning the onlookers. Huang Xiaofeng panted heavily, his strength nearly drained. His sword trembled as he shouted for the opponent to stand still. Suddenly, blood burst from his old wound and he writhed in pain. He hissed, asking what skill Lin Ye used. Lin Ye coldly replied, "The useless don't need to know." He lowered his staff, saying it would end if he signed an apology and handed over the armor. The contract also required him not to provoke others again. Huang Xiaofeng cursed, refusing and calling him delusional. Lin Ye smirked, saying his skill cooldown was over and he could teach him another lesson. Huang Xiaofeng roared, "Take my heavenly meteor strike," unleashing an explosion across the area. Smoke billowed as he laughed, believing he had won. He mocked, thinking Lin Ye was blown to pieces, calling him trash. But sudden pain pierced his body as bones cracked loudly. From the smoke, Lin Ye walked out, his hand glowing bright green. He healed himself, then healed Huang Xiaofeng, restoring him completely, making him even more terrified. Huang Xiaofeng cursed, threatening that his grandmother would avenge him. Lin Ye grew furious, saying he had touched his greatest taboo. He unleashed inverse seizure, energy swirling like a storm. He coldly said his blood was still full, so the game wasn't over. He repeatedly struck him down, healed him, and beat him again, creating a brutal torture cycle. The underlings were horrified, doubting if he was truly a priest. Lin Ye cast Calamity's Descent, divine light crashing down violently. The underlings clutched their heads in panic, fearing for young Master Huang's life. The entire scene was secretly recorded and live-streamed, stirring massive online discussion about the two fighters' identities. Netizens buzzed, suspecting a gang hit. All were shocked by the mage's power. When Huang Xiaofeng flaunted his diamond armor, views spiked to 5,000, with comments mocking his arrogance. People despised the rich bully and praised Lin Ye's comeback, curious about the talent letting a priest both heal and shatter diamond armor. Some recognized Lin Ye from Jiangcheng Academy and asked to be his disciples. Rumors spread that Huang Xiaofeng lost because a goddess once rejected him, while his opponent was a peak-level genius. IP data revealed an SSS-ranked student at Jiangcheng. Classmates began realizing his true identity. Many confirmed they'd bought from him, praising his humility. Others feared losing their chance to work with the Grandmaster. A fandom called Lin Ye, the Invincible Grandmaster, was founded, hailing him as an all-powerful priest who broke class limits. Public scrutiny revealed his father, Huang Tiantian, was a senior official in the professional alliance. Netizens grew furious, calling to boycott Huang Group, crashing its stock by billions. News outlets reported the chairman's son bullying a classmate, and Mumu's name resurfaced in the incident. Mumu's father sternly told her not to intervene, as the guilty would face consequences themselves. Her mother gently said to let Xiaoye handle it on his own. Mumu nodded, trusting her friend. Elsewhere, the professional world buzzed that Lin Ye hadn't yet taken the job qualification exam. Some speculated he had a legendary talent, yet chose the priest class, an unusual decision. Experts agreed he should be specially admitted to the alliance as a once-in-a-century genius. They concluded it was the best way to preserve world stability. Some joked, asking if Huang Tiantian planned to disown his son. Huang Tiantian, chairman of Huang Group, appeared solemnly, admitting he was a failed father and apologizing. He said he had sent people to compensate and promised to punish his son strictly, while Huang Xiaofeng still writhed in pain. A voice called from afar, asking them to wait a moment. The sound of a helicopter grew closer, making Lin Ye look up. Zhao Kaiheng arrived, announcing that the chairman of Huang Group wanted to meet him. Huang Xiaofeng smirked, thinking his father had come to save him. Lin Ye calmly asked if this was pressure, but Zhao Kaiheng hurriedly denied it. He said the Huang family truly wanted to apologize, showing a 3D projection. Huang Tiantian appeared, bowing to Lin Ye and admitting he was Huang Xiaofeng's father. He took the blame for poor parenting, apologized, and offered 7 rare artifacts as compensation. He declared that Zhao Kaiheng would supervise Huang Xiaofeng and that he would take responsibility himself. Hearing this, Huang Xiaofeng fainted in shock, while Lin Ye smiled slightly. He calmly agreed to accept the apology, requesting compensation of 3 unlimited diamond armors for priest, mage, and swordsman. Zhao Kaiheng sweated nervously at the extra demand of 500 million alliance coins. Huang Tiantian pondered, praised the rarity, and promised support if needed. He said to wait a few days while resources were prepared. Zhao Kaiheng escorted Huang Xiaofeng to the airport. He muttered to himself, then turned back to clean up the mess. Discovering the hidden camera, he thanked viewers as President Huang apologized and discussed compensation. He promised a new stream tomorrow and shut it down. Lin Ye suspected the alliance had noticed. He guessed they were assessing his exceptional talent, while Huang Tiantian offered him resources. The man said he would gift him 50 rare secret realms in Jiangcheng. He emphasized that many factions existed there. The undercurrents of power were unpredictable. Lin Ye smiled confidently, saying one victory was all he needed. Zhao Kaiheng stayed silent. Everyone was stunned by the offer of 50 secret realms in 1 month. Huang Tiantian agreed, invited him to dinner, and promised to clarify public rumors. Lin Ye accepted. He nodded, agreeing to attend the banquet. Huang Tiantian admired the young man's cautious nature. He realized Lin Ye's future was limitless. Calling Lin Ye a true talent, he ended the video. Zhao Kaiheng handed back the phone, forgiven this time. Lin Ye replied that the Huang family's affairs had nothing to do with him. The next day, they arrived at the 5-star Yuqilan restaurant in Jiangcheng. The place was famed for its top-class cuisine and nationally renowned chefs. Even common dishes were served with luxurious presentation. Mealtimes were always perfectly arranged. Mumu walked beside Lin Ye, worried about the dinner despite the public apology. Lin Ye reassured her, secretly thinking Huang Tiantian had another motive. He guessed the man simply wanted to form connections after seeing his strength. The staff led them to room 888, where Huang Tiantian stood up warmly to greet them. He introduced Mumu and Baiji, inviting everyone to sit. He raised his glass, apologizing for his son's fault and blaming himself for poor discipline. He admitted his son had caused trouble for Lin Ye's group. The 2 girls were amazed by his gentle attitude. Lin Ye realized the man was calculating carefully. He understood powerful people always thought ahead and responded politely. He said it was enough if Huang Xiaofeng learned his lesson. Both sides shook hands in reconciliation as guards brought out the items. Huang Tiantian nodded, allowing them to be opened. Inside the box was a 4-piece diamond-grade My Huang equipment set. The armor boosted physique, intellect, and healing efficiency with a special recovery skill. The self-healing effect surged, and Lin Ye silently praised the flawless diamond gear. He calculated the reflected damage would double, smiling in satisfaction. Baiji happily accepted the weapon set. Her eyes sparkled as she thanked the Huang family for their generosity. Mumu also smiled, grateful for the gift. The event was live-streamed, with netizens praising Lin Ye for making the Huang family bow. They lauded the Great One's magnanimity. Everything ended peacefully. The warm banquet and exquisite dishes concluded Lin Ye's meeting. Huang Tiantian handed him a pass to the Seabone region, warning him to handle the media carefully. He promised to make up the remaining resources. Lin Ye gladly accepted and left. Reporters surrounded him, asking about his reverse healing talent and SSS achievement. They suspected he was the anonymous legend online. Linya stayed silent as the scene shifted to Huang Xiaofeng. He was gravely injured when eerie laughter echoed around him. Dark shadows and black mist engulfed him. Xiaofeng asked who it was. The voice claimed to be the demon Mai Gao. It boasted of pure bloodline and immense power. Xiaofeng scoffed, saying humans were born to defeat such vermin. The demon mentioned how he was being mocked everywhere. It tempted him to take revenge, asking if he would submit. It promised unmatched power to restore his honor. It said he could make his father acknowledge his worth. Xiaofeng grew angry, threw a pillow, and told it to leave, calling himself a genius. He cursed the demon to give its power to the weak instead. The demon restrained its fury, turning into smoke and retreating. It left a message if he changed his mind, to call the name Mai Gao. It vowed to make him the invincible Lord of Sin. The scene shifted to the nightmare-level Seabone dungeon. Linya asked Baijer how many talent uses she had left. She replied only one, since the last fight had drained it. Linya advised saving it for higher-level dungeons. They discussed strategy for the next raid. Mu nodded, agreeing on the goal to conquer SSS rank. He said he'd only act when needed. The dungeon was called Bone Broth Watch. To achieve SSS, 4 conditions had to be met. They included defeating the undead knight, clearing all bones and not using the holy sword, and keeping weapon stamina above 60%. Baiji said this rank was 3 times harder than normal, truly a nightmare challenge. Mumu patted her head, saying they'd sell loot and celebrate after. Baiji shook her head, refusing any reward. Linya laughed, saying he'd do it for fun. He bit his finger, letting blood drip to lure creatures. The undead rose, drawn in, as Linya activated reverse healing. His blood level dropped continuously. His HP plunged sharply, his face pale. The monsters charged, and Mumu with Baiju retreated in fear. Linya swallowed painkillers and drew the holy sword. With HP below 25%, a warning sounded. He realized the monsters feared the sword less than hungered for blood. The undead were mesmerized by fresh blood instead of holy light. Baiji worried and wanted to help. Mumu reassured her, trusting Linya's plan. He made himself bleed more to attract the enemies. With only 10% blood left, the system warned of danger as the monsters grew fiercer. Linya backed to the dungeon's edge, preparing to counterattack. He activated healing acceleration to rapidly recover. The monsters froze, then fled in panic. Linya smirked, raised his staff, and unleashed the finishing move. He cast the ultimate skill, Divine Reverse, Fallen Heaven Prison. All undead were instantly drained of blood. The team advanced deeper into the cave. The ground shook, signs of the boss emerging. The undead knight rose, roaring threats at the intruders. Data showed level 9, superior stats, extremely fast speed. It was platinum grade, possessing 3 dark skills. It cast wrath flames, scorching the ground. Linya planted his staff, countering with reverse healing. The reversed energy shattered the wrath flames. It dealt over 500 damage, stunning the boss. The knight staggered, confused about what happened. Linya sneered and unleashed his next skill. The spell Divine Cataclysm Therapy descended. Damage was amplified by another 50%. The boss near death triggered its instinctive revival. It summoned a swarm of undead minions. Regenerating 100 HP per second made Linya hesitate. The monsters surrounded him, mocking human despair. Linya smirked with disdain. He calculated its healing rate and cast Life Seizure, cutting 500 HP per turn. The system confirmed the boss's destruction. The knight died standing as Linya raised his staff, answering its dying question. He poured all remaining energy into Reverse Life Seizure, cutting 750 HP. The final blow ended the boss, granting 6,000 EXP and clearing the dungeon. SSS rank achieved, platinum rewards gained, Linya leveled up with improved stats. Mumu and Baiju cheered, but the system stated they gained no EXP. A glowing key appeared, the stone sword key, opening a secret kingdom gate. Baiju was shocked, saying it was a genius grade item. Linya confirmed the main dungeon quest was complete. Mumu excitedly said it was a rare dungeon with a unique reward. Linya explained the key could only be used once and was priceless. The system ranked dungeons from common to epic, with vast reward differences. He thought maintaining the sword at perfect HP was nearly impossible. Mumu and Baiju urged him to open the chest immediately for luck. The chest glowed as the system announced 10 rewards. The loot included stat points and the platinum staff Lai Quan's Fang. Linya laughed, saying it suited Mumu better. She blushed, gaining 10 intelligence, totaling 102 points. Linya said she profited well, noting the staff fit her caster class. He asked what to do next, suggesting they train more in the Seabone dungeon to level up. Baiju agreed, but before she could finish, 2 figures appeared and Linya immediately raised a barrier. Mumu and Baiju became extremely alert. The strangers threatened them, one pressing a blade to Baiju's neck. They demanded the stone sword key, threatening to kill if refused. The enemy team was all level 10, far above Linya's group. The assassin ordered coldly, voice dripping with killing intent. Baizhi was startled, unable to react in time. Her eyes glowed red as she countered with blade energy, while the enemy mage cast fire control. A fierce battle erupted. The assassin stepped on Baizhi's neck, the enemy priest healed allies, and the mage laughed arrogantly. Linya shouted angrily, demanding they release her. The mage grinned wickedly, launching a fireball at the girl. Suddenly, a crimson beam sliced through the battlefield. The powerful strike forced the mage back. That gave Baizhi a chance to break free. The assassin raged, yelling at his team for their mistake. The warrior was struck down by Linya, groaning on the ground. The female fighter was restrained by Mumu's clone. Linya roared, ordering them to get lost. The mage sneered, casting demonic seal New Lightning Right. He commanded them to kill Linya first. The two girls were ignored, leaving only him as the target. Mumu realized these enemies valued no human life. Linya grew serious, telling the two girls to step back. He realized they had signed contracts with the demon realm, trading humanity for power. Linya chanted Calamity's Descent, countering with reverse fire. The enemy mage sneered, calling him useless. But when the smoke cleared, he was horrified to see his comrades turn to ash. The assassin's bones were broken, his hands trembling. The mage panicked, unable to comprehend what happened. He screamed for the priest to heal him, but the man shook uncontrollably. The priest stammered that the attack killed instantly. The mage doubted, thinking only a demon pact user could wield such strength. Then he remembered it was Linya. He turned and fled in terror. Linya spoke coldly, unleashing fallen hell, burning the entire group to nothing. Mumu exhaled in relief, saying a second slower and they'd be doomed. Baizhi worried the guild might investigate and suggested disposing of the bodies. Linya said no need, since corrupted ones weren't recognized by the guild and their gear was sealed. He searched the corpses and found a valuable item on the mage. It was a pass to the Death Giant Forest, a rare level 10 dungeon filled with high-tier resources. He recalled it was once used for professional exams. Few ever passed the second boss, Dark Abyss Rider. This time the goal wasn't just loot, but also the Genius Tier Key Forgotten Lair. Mumu eagerly urged them to go right away. Linya nodded, saying to wait until Baizhi's talent cooldown ended. Once they reached level 10, they'd open the path to the new dungeon. The two girls discussed how to handle the enemy corpses, planning to bury them deep. Mumu sighed, wishing they had a summoner to deal with the bodies. Linya interrupted, suggesting throwing them into the dungeon to vanish upon completion. He hoisted a corpse over his shoulder, amused by his own odd idea. They hadn't expected the dungeon to double as corpse disposal. The group together tossed all the bodies into the dungeon gate. Linya cheerfully said it was done, now they'd rest and wait for Baizhi's talent to recover for the next run. The two girls smiled and nodded in agreement. The next day, they gathered at a restaurant, eating and discussing leveling plans for the upcoming exam, enjoying a rare moment of peace. Seeing Baizhi pleased with the meal, Linya had an idea. He suggested they should dine together here occasionally to relax. Mumu blushed, saying they should save money for gear instead of luxury food. Baizhi joked she'd pay the bill as thanks to their big brother. Linya laughed loudly, saying their team wasn't short on money and should enjoy life. Suddenly, a waiter came to say someone had already paid the bill. The whole table was surprised. Linya turned to look where the waiter pointed. A man approached, introducing himself as Shangguan Yan, an alliance officer and head of Lingyun sect. Linya shook hands, introducing himself and his teammates Mumu and Baizhi. Shangguan Yan smiled, inviting Linya to join the Lingyun sect and the professional alliance. The group was stunned, not understanding what was happening. Linya declined, saying he hadn't taken the exam yet and didn't want it to seem like favoritism. Shangguan Yan was surprised but respected his choice, praising his aura of strength. He offered a recruitment gift from the alliance and said he hoped to spar officially one day. Linya nodded, accepting and silently admiring the man as worthy of friendship. The next day at Huaiwan Academy, the new qualification exam officially began. Baizhi seemed blessed by divine luck, her fingers glowing with light. The system announced she received the blessing of the Goddess of Fortune, increasing dungeon rewards for 24 hours. The team immediately activated the key and pass, opening the gate to the Death Giant Forest. The system confirmed, Calamity-level dungeon initiated, the teleport gate blazed brightly. The portal opened right before the three of them. They prepared to enter the level 815 Death Giant Forest difficulty Calamity. The system described it as a netherland filled with death aura, split from a higher realm far beyond normal difficulty. Before them appeared a massive monster undead soldier of the Lost Kingdom. Level 8, all-rounded attributes, diverse skills. The two girls asked Linya for permission to attack first. Baizhi immediately chanted Life Ward Tears. She summoned a Spirit Blade, slashing for 200 damage with a 623 critical hit. Mumu was stunned, shocked by the unexpected power of her strike. Baizhi kept attacking, dealing twice the usual damage. Lin Ye stayed back, healing and scanning the monster's weak points. He warned them to dodge the combo horizontal slash and charge, silently admiring how their new gear boosted the team's strength. Baizhi leapt to evade an upward attack. Mumu tilted aside, dodging a vertical strike. They both narrowly avoided the deadly blows. Then they simultaneously unleashed burst skills. The energy spheres collided, creating a blinding flash. The first monster fell amid a thunderous explosion. As they advanced deeper, the ground suddenly quaked. Dark mist rose, signaling imminent danger. Lin Ye warned that the first boss was about to appear. Data displayed. Boss White Spirit Knight, level 13, platinum grade, wielding hybrid light and dark skills. Baizhi unleashed Flowing Flame Slash, steadily draining its HP. Mumu followed with Life Ward Tears and Poison Bubble, inflicting bleeding and weakening effects. The White Spirit Knight activated Divine Light, restoring 2,000 HP and boosting all stats. The protection skill raised its physical and magical resistance by 40%. Mumu gasped, realizing the boss was nearly immortal at 25% HP. Lin Ye stayed calm, saying it was the pre-undead phase and told them not to draw aggro. He cast Stimulation on Mumu, then charged forward to grab the boss's attention. Assessing the terrain, he chose a spot with good sightlines, predicting a spear throw. As expected, the White Spirit Knight raised Lion Barrier, absorbing 300 damage before countering with Radiant Spear Throw. The terrifying strike exploded the forest behind him. Wood fragments scattered everywhere, but Lin Ye remained unscathed after triggering Heaven-Earth Reversal. He healed 2,500 HP with boosted attack, speed, and fortified defense. The boss was stunned, unable to believe its foe survived that blow. Lin Ye seized the moment, dashing in to slash the knight's body while draining its life through healing reversal. He calculated swiftly, predicting the boss would switch to melee once it retrieved its weapon. As predicted, the White Spirit Knight spurred its horse forward, using the skill Night Charge. Undeterred, Lin Ye threw a flash talisman ahead. As they were about to collide, he chanted Reverse Trace combined with Forbidden Shadow Art. With the Toadstone, all stats increased by 20%, allowing instant 10-meter teleportation. He smiled proudly, declaring the enemy had fallen into his trap. He launched relentless counterattacks, chaining slashes that rapidly drained the boss's HP and crippled its power. The system reported Lin Ye's HP fully restored, regenerating continuously to the limit. Meanwhile, the Divine Light barrier of the White Spirit Knight shattered along with its entire shield defense. The boss's warhorse panicked, attempting to flee, but it was bound tightly by Mumu and Baizhi's magic chains, unable to move. As the cooldown ended, Lin Ye cast Reverse Divine Therapy Catastrophe Descent. He combined Stars Reversal and Fallen Heaven Inferno, finishing the boss with a deadly combo. The system confirmed the defeat of the White Spirit Knight. Awarding 8,600 EXP, Lin Ye reached level 9, Mumu level 7, Baizhi level 6. They sighed, admitting the calamity difficulty was truly different. Mumu lamented that without Lin Ye's healing and defense skills, the team would have been wiped out. Lin Ye said the next boss was beyond the mountain toward the sea, but wondered why no direction signs appeared. While he pondered, a black wind swept them into an abyss, a special dungeon transfer mechanism. Lin Ye reminded the girls to roll mid-air to reduce fall damage. Fortunately, all three landed safely, ready to meet a legendary figure. Suddenly, moonlight gathered into a sword aura, striking Lin Ye before he could dodge. The two girls screamed in panic. "Lin Ye, big boss," their voices echoed. The system revealed the new boss Dark Cursed Knight, level 15, with stats far above normal and 6 high-damage skills. Description: this mysterious being was a living legend, making Lin Ye admire it. He thought it was no wonder it ranked on the Tianhua list, capable of attacking from afar without appearing. The boss drew its sword, inscribing dark runes that infused it with deathly energy. It activated Dark Spell Release, doubling all stats. The sword gleamed with moonlight, unleashing a wide shockwave. Lin Ye dodged just in time, sweating, and ordered, "Mumu, Baizhi, don't dodge block with defense skills." Baizhi counterattacked, releasing sword energy to clash with the boss. The two forces exploded, causing violent tremors. She winced in pain, her arm broken, holding her sword as blood filled her mouth. Mumu rushed to her as the system showed both their HP dropping sharply. Lin Ye realized the boss's strike wasn't its strongest yet. Luckily, he still had healing potions. He channeled energy and used the Star Spirit Miracle technique. His skill combo reduced the boss's HP by 1/3. Mumu was shocked that their 3 strongest skills barely scratched it. She continued attacking with poison and ice abilities. The boss was briefly frozen. It easily shattered the ice, losing only a little HP. Lin Ye suddenly attacked from behind. His staff struck, leaving a bleeding wound. The boss countered with Dragon Slash, knocking him back and injuring him. It slashed 3 more times, but his healing skill kept him alive. The boss was surprised by his strange regeneration ability. It scanned the surroundings carefully. Realizing Lin Ye's weak spot was at his neck, it lunged and slashed horizontally, dealing a critical hit. His teammates panicked amid the thick smoke. Lin Ye smiled as the damage triggered his powerful resurrection. He became more cautious, aware of the boss's deadly nature. He used the boss's distraction to cast a life drain skill. The system showed the boss's full aggro focused on him. He shouted for his teammates to hold the formation. Moving and striking, he kept the aggro centered on himself. He was determined to wear down the boss no matter how slowly, believing that if they endured long enough, the boss would fall. Suddenly, the aggro shifted to Baiji, forcing her to retreat fast. Lin Ye seized the chance to ambush from behind, inflicting heavy damage. He taunted the boss, demanding it fight him directly. He stood firm, nullifying all ranged attacks. He leaped high, unleashing his ultimate finishing move. The boss, exhausted, collapsed and vanished. The system announced the boss's defeat, granting the team massive experience. The dungeon level dropped, the team completed the quest and gained a rare summon reward. Baiji rejoiced upon learning they could summon the defeated boss. Lin Ye smiled proudly, realizing their effort and luck paid off greatly. Mumu cheered as the system kept announcing more rewards. The system granted access to the Forgotten Star Lair dungeon for geniuses. A congratulatory message appeared, the gate opened by the original Sin Observer. Lin Ye took the key, reminding Mumu that defeating the boss was to earn entry to the new dungeon. Completing the hidden quest changed their understanding of dungeons. Mumu wondered about its impact on others. Lin Ye said their actions both helped and challenged later players. He stopped thinking and advanced toward the final boss. After defeating 2 monster groups, they continued onward. Only a giant guardian deep in the forest remained. The dungeon's design was unusual. Though the final boss was strong, it had low intelligence with clear stats and basic skills. Baiji asked where to strike, and Lin Ye confirmed the left leg, telling her to stay calm. He judged the boss's movements slow and predictable. Baiji eagerly took the opening attack roll. Lin Ye stopped her, saying this time they'd use Instructor Ju's mercenary power. He summoned the Dark Cursed Knight, still as powerful as before. He gave the order to attack. The Dark Cursed Knight charged forward like the wind. It unleashed the Moonlight Assault. The boss countered with a sweeping blast. Instructor Ju dodged skillfully, then unleashed Rising Dragon Slash and Moonlight Sword Aura in succession, followed by the Triple Slash combo. Lin Ye commanded formation, Mumu attack, Baiji enhance. Baiji activated Swordmaster's Rally, boosting power and critical rate for all. Mumu used Clone Technique and Flame Sword Aura for burst damage. The boss's HP dropped sharply, down to 10%. Lin Ye shouted, unleashing his full power finishing move. The system announced the boss's defeat. The team gained 8,000 EXP and leveled up together. Mumu cheered that Lin Ye had reached level 10. The system rated them SSS, granting double experience. The entire team leveled up once more. Blessed by the goddess of luck, their dungeon rank rose to Diamond, earning the title Yang Platinum. Mumu hugged Baiji joyfully, calling her the team's lucky charm. Lin Ye opened the reward chest. From the Platinum chest, they obtained skills, diamond gear, stat points, and rare items. They also received the White Spirit Knight's armor, spear, and 3 Hoi stones. The giant's heart boosted all attributes, with a domination skill that temporarily increased strength. The others enhanced attack. The White Spirit Knight set increased stats and unlocked special effects when equipped together. Bitch Hai Chaosheng was a group healing skill that removed 2 random debuffs. Lin Ye remarked it was quite useful. When combined with the reverse Heaven and Earth talent, it transformed into Undead Purple Sea LV.1, restoring 60%. The Undead Wave dealt 500 area damage and applied 2 debuffs to enemies. He realized the talent reversed skill effects, turning control removal into acceleration. The skill originally cleansed allies' negative states. Now it became an offensive one, inflicting multiple debuffs on foes. Without hesitation, he learned the new skill, knowing he must focus on control and cleansing abilities. He predicted at higher levels, this talent could alter all skill natures. Lin Ye told his teammates to collect the loot and report the boss's disappearance to the academy in Shangguanyan. He guessed the news would cause a great uproar. The next day at the principal's office, the principal was astonished to hear Lin Ye cleared a calamity-level dungeon with SSS rank. Lin Ye confirmed it, and Shangguanyan verified through the alliance. The principal said Lin Ye had earned certification for the Forgotten Star Lair. Only 73 people had ever entered. 24 perished. The rest quit midway. None completed the journey. Many failed despite reaching halfway. Without the second qualification or over-level clearance, they couldn't return. Wang Tianqi insisted Lin Ye wait until level 15 before entering, stressing self-reliance despite support. The principal, delighted, decided to hold a public commendation ceremony. He mentioned once proposing to seal the dungeon, but was overruled at the council. Huang Tianqi asserted that only those who dare hardships deserve to be professionals. He recalled the dark cursed night once caused many students expulsion. Shang Guanyan calmly said that was also a form of selection. Suddenly, Mumu ran in, reporting Lin Ye's team was in trouble, showing her phone. Within a day after the report, forums exploded with news. Many attacked Lin Ye, mocking his stat build strategy and gear. She said someone leaked a secret video accusing him of using demonic energy and trading with demons, smearing his name. Mumu pleaded with the academy to protect his reputation. The principal responded seriously. Shang Guanyan checked the news, seeing the wave of criticism spreading fast. Public opinion began doubting Lin Ye and demanded he clear his name. The crowd threatened to revoke his profession test rights if he didn't prove innocence. Mumu, furious, denounced the false charge of being a fallen demon. The principal calmed her, promising a full investigation. Huang Tianqi scoffed, doubting even the instructor mentioned in the rumors. Shang Guanyan agreed, calling it an outside smear plot, and proposed a joint statement. Lin Ye arrived, suggesting a public demonic energy inspection to end the rumors. Soon after, a powerful rebuttal article was released by the three-party alliance. The truth was revealed. The source admitted fabricating the story. All accusations of demon dealings were completely dismissed. Reporters surrounded him, bombarding questions about his talent, energy, and test credibility. Lin Ye stepped forward, his sharp gaze silencing the crowd. One reporter stammered as he volunteered for a public test, tension filling the air. He gave a cold smile, mocking the reporter's lack of courage. The noisy crowd argued, then forced composure before the live cameras. The camera recorded everything as people parted, letting him step into the formation. Lin Ye calmly removed his coat, ready for the ritual. The system began scanning, showing 5% progress. Viewers were shocked since he didn't need to do this. Most experts acknowledged his strength, saying envy caused the rumors. He calmly said he only wanted to reassure those who trusted him. The system hit 15%. With guards warning any anomaly would trigger arrest. He nodded, closed his eyes, and waited. Progress quickly reached 85%. The hall held its breath as the meter hit 100%. The system announced the inspection complete. Result: 0 demonic energy, no signs of dark pact. The guards rejoiced, issuing a certificate on site. Reporters stood stunned, unable to believe the rumors were shattered. Everyone admired him, curious about the true talent behind his strength. Lin Ye publicly revealed his stats, challenging anyone doubting him to a duel. Elsewhere, Huang Xiaofeng grew furious, claiming Lin Ye cheated or was corrupted by demons. He angrily jumped out the window, determined to confront him. Meanwhile, Lin Ye leisurely bought milk tea and snacks for Mumu and Baijir. Huang Xiaofeng followed from afar, mocking his carefree spending. He muttered that Lin Ye lived too loosely, but when he turned, Lin Ye had vanished. Suddenly, someone shoved him from behind. He turned to see Lin Ye smiling, mocking his attempt to stalk him. Huang Xiaofeng snapped, saying he only came with a friendly warning. He leaned in, mentioning demons and mysterious awakenings. Lin Ye calmly replied he had only met a few evil ones and destroyed them all. Huang Xiaofeng sternly advised him to report to the Alliance and help track the demon Ye Shenyuan's traces. Lin Ye laughed, saying Huang overrated him, even jokingly implying surrender as mockery. Huang Xiaofeng sneered, claiming no demon dared step into the human realm. He boasted of being the best in everything, needing no one to prove his worth. Lin Ye thought that despite his arrogance, he was admirable for resisting corruption, and his own talent was beyond any demon's grasp. He walked away as Huang Xiaofeng shouted after him, planning to report, making Lin Ye consider asking Huang Tianqi to restrain him. A phone rang. He opened the group chat Night God Zhengcheng Academy, receiving an urgent message. Members reported they had caught the rumor spreader Cao Yuan, a classmate. He had altered Lin Ye's tactics for profit and was found leading a fabrication group with solid evidence. Lin Ye sent a recording banning all power and gear trades with Cao Yuan, demanding more evidence collection. A teammate asked if they could teach him a lesson. Lin Ye advised focusing on the profession exam. The real punishment was revoking his stat rights. He promised to reward anyone who captured Cao Yuan and provided proof, allowing sharing of verified power skills. He announced an upcoming guide for Bone Sea Land, causing forums to erupt with praise like Night God Invincible and Brother Lin is a legend. Lin Ye ordered promotion against buying pirated versions from Cao Yuan. Violators would lose guide access. The group agreed unanimously, supporting original content. News spread quickly. All pirated versions of Lin Ye's power data were removed. Anyone stealing or covering up was blacklisted. Black market dealers raged, complaining about prices and rights. Some defended Lin Ye, saying his power was hard-earned and Cao Yuan was a fraud unworthy of support. The smug smugglers bragged about having a Bone Sealand test copy retaining 100% Holy Sword HP. The internet boiled, with fans demanding to buy Lin Ye's authentic version. Several members were expelled and had their IDs permanently banned. The system scanned identities, blocking all linked accounts, while fans scrambled to join Lin Ye's official group. Many regretted it, pledging to buy originals, delete pirated copies, and join for exclusive power-sharing tests. Some fanatics swore to risk their lives just to get one official guide from the Night God. Lin Ye returned home, lost in thought. He was surprised by the sudden surge of followers. He realized the best counterattack was to strike at opponents' greed and weaknesses. That strategy strengthened his position and prevented future foul competition. At home, he organized data and opened his personal status panel. The display showed Lin Ye, priest level 11, with strength, physique, intellect, and spirit far above average, plus rare skills and high-grade gear. He noticed a warning icon beside the talent line. When he clicked it, a description panel appeared. Reverse Situation LV2 allowed swapping skill attributes, turning healing into damage and vice versa, reducing cost and cooldown. Upgrade required slaying 10,000 dungeon monsters. He postponed leveling until the profession exam. With intellect near 150, his next goal was reaching 159, then balancing agility, spirit, and physique. Though not maxed, his substats still topped the academy. He messaged Zhao Qihang to order high-tier priest gear. Zhao Qihang replied that standard gold gear was available, but superior gold was rare. Lin Ye agreed and demanded a list within 10 minutes. He considered changing weapons, realizing his current necklace was incompatible. He sent a detailed request. Buy the Staff of Universal Healing, Bone Necklace, Whitebird Jade Pendant, discard boots, total 350,000 wen. He added he needed refining stones. Zhao Qihang hesitated, joking the price was like windless fans. Lin Ye laughed, hiding his real intent of preparing for the Land of Death power technique. Noticing his silence, Zhao Qihang apologized and promised immediate action. The total cost, including stones and gear, was 2 million alliance credits. Lin Ye transferred instantly. The system then delivered Bone Necklace Refine LV 1 Nori 10, plus 10 Physique, plus 5 HP Regen Sec, plus 200 HP, plus 20% Physical Defense. Whitebird Jade Refine Level 110, Gold Grade, boosted intellect and spirit, could summon a Whitebird spirit once to block magic damage. Staff of Universal Healing Refine Levdito 110, priest exclusive, increased intellect and temporarily strengthened healing. He placed everything into the forge. The refining began, time slipping unnoticed. All gear reached max level, from Demon Emperor robe to main staff. The necklace and pendant upgraded to Levite 10, attributes greatly enhanced, appearance radiant. He smiled softly, satisfied for now. With this setup, he believed he could easily clear the Land of Death dungeon. A sound outside startled him. He stepped out to find Moo Moo wiping herself amid a pile of cosmetics. She turned away shyly when she met his gaze. She awkwardly explained she borrowed his shower because her room's heater broke. Lin Ye blushed, offering to check it but stuttering. She quickly waved it off, changing the topic to something private. He nodded, reminding her to dry her hair to avoid catching a cold. She agreed, asking him to wait a few minutes. Minutes later, Mumu seriously said Baizhi wasn't satisfied with the greatsword class, struggling even with good gear. Lin Ye was surprised, as she'd never complained before. He said Baizhi could switch class if she obtained a hero certificate, promising to ask Huang Tianqi for help, but emphasized it must be her choice. Mumu smiled gratefully, though hesitation lingered in her eyes. Lin Ye sensed she had something else to say. She hesitated, admitting he guessed right. She sighed, warning him not to laugh at what she'd say. He smiled teasingly, and she sternly warned, "Don't you dare laugh." Mumu sadly confessed that now he was level 11. She felt the distance between them growing. He was startled, not understanding why she felt that way. She said she'd been by his side since childhood, believing even awakening her talent wouldn't change that. She thought they would always remain the closest teammates who understood each other. But now, he seemed to no longer need her, doing everything on his own. She felt like a burden, unable to share his pressure. Lin Ye patted her head gently, telling her not to think negatively. He said she couldn't understand how it felt for someone to try keeping up. He ordered her to start training seriously, no more midnight snacks and morning practice with him. She panicked, asking if stat points alone weren't enough. He laughed, saying points couldn't fix slow reflexes, making her burst into tears. He handed her the giant's heart as an encouragement gift. He explained it perfectly suited her ability, doubling her clone effect. Mumu brightened, believing her talent still had great potential. She resolved to drop bad habits and promised to begin training immediately. Linye scratched his head, amused, finding her childish yet utterly adorable. She clasped his hand affectionately. She playfully pushed him onto the chair to test her emotional power. She boasted of her agility, pouncing playfully like a cat teasing prey. He yelped in surprise, unable to react. Baiji quietly opened the door, stunned by the scene. Mumu greeted Baiji, thanking her for coming to help. Baiji worriedly asked if he planned to leave immediately, wondering why he didn't rest more. She bestowed a special buff, increasing his strength and luck temporarily. Linye refused to rest, telling the girls to relax while he entered the dungeon. He used the stone sword key to activate the Death Realm gate. He chose the maximum difficulty Catastrophe level. Mumu was terrified, unable to believe he dared choose that level. A warning appeared, a death zone where all life is extinguished. Linye felt relieved no intruders were present, thinking the dungeon wasn't that scary. He activated the energy reversal skill, summoning hordes of undead. The level 15 undead army awakened and charged. A monster's voice echoed, craving human breath. The seal shattered. A holy sword appeared, granting anti-undead power. Linye laughed, calling it a predictable story trope. He read the mission: survive 2 hours, slay the boss, and purge the map within the time limit. Without delay, he unleashed his strongest area attack. Infernal flames engulfed the field, burning enemies to ashes. The undead panicked, terrified a human-wielded hellfire. He followed up with healing skills and triggered a catastrophic explosion. Lightning burst across the sky, illuminating the area. The ground split apart. His massive damage annihilated the army instantly. He thrilled at the results, praising his teammates' preparation. More undead appeared, and the system urged him to advance and slay the boss. He remembered the support potions gifted by the 2 girls. He filled his inventory, ready to use them. He activated potions for speed, stamina, and reflex boosts. His weapon spun rapidly as he charged forward, cutting through the death horde. Standing amid monsters, he cast Bichai Chaosheng, devouring spirits. The burst effect amplified his damage. The soul flood burned and destroyed 1,080 HP worth of enemies. The undead army vanished, leaving a death altar with 10,000 HP and no defenses. Beside it appeared a colossal level 15 corpse fiend with unknown stats. He instantly chanted a binding spell, sealing the creature for 30 seconds. He commanded his troops to attack while casting ranged and healing combos. The system reported the altar destroyed and the death souls dispersed. The giant corpse fell, mission complete, but 2 new corpses rose to replace it. He used a soul absorption skill, slaying both and unlocking new bosses, Skull King and Mist Demon. He thought the difficulty was high but still manageable. He summoned his familiar ally Heijin Laoshi. The level 15 Golden Dark Knight appeared, lasting 1 hour. He signaled it, and the 2 swiftly moved toward the next target. In the distance, a massive figure appeared on a throne. Information showed: Skull King, level 15, platinum rank. It possessed Legion control, death aura, and resurrection shield skills. Beside it stood the immortal Mist Demon, an ice dark mage with dangerous spells. Linye remained calm and confident with Heijin at his side. Heijin muttered incomprehensible incantations. Although Linye didn't understand, he kept commanding. He ordered, "Master, act now," enraging the Mist Demon. The Mist Demon screamed and charged to attack. Heijin countered with a Moonlight Slash, dealing 1,441 damage. Wounded, the Mist Demon laughed madly. It revived undead soldiers to strike back. Heijin retaliated, activating anti-magic reflection. All magic damage rebounded for 3 seconds. The Mist Demon staggered, crying for help in despair. It summoned the Skull King for aid. Footsteps echoed as Linye appeared behind the throne. The Skull King turned to meet his cold gaze. He stated firmly, "Your opponent is me," and drove his staff into the ground. He activated Beach Hai Chaosheng, causing the Skull King to bleed and weaken continuously. Above, Heijin unleashed a flurry of strikes on the Mist Demon. The explosion of slashes and spells shattered its body into pieces. The Mist Demon roared, trying to counterattack. It hurled a magic black hole at Heijin, but Heijin dodged, nullifying the strike. It turned back, eyes filled with murderous rage. The Mist Demon gathered power, forming a massive ice orb, screaming insanely. Before it could finish, Heijin dashed in and cleaved it in half. Dying, the Mist Demon sacrificed its soul to the Underworld King, trying to drag enemies down. Linye shouted a warning to Heijin that the enemy was about to self-destruct. The Mist Demon activated the ice sacrifice, burning its soul into a blizzard, but no one was within range, infuriating it. Heijin appeared behind and pierced its heart, ending its life. Linye praised his flawless ally. The Mist Demon's body dissolved, and the Skull King roared in despair before vanishing. It left a curse foretelling despair yet to end. The system announced mission completion, opening the exit gate from the realm. Linye healed Heijin, cleansing his energy and fully restoring him. He raised his staff, destroying the remaining altar completely. Heijin summoned the ancient black dragon, his old battle companion. The dragon soared, obliterating ruins and purging all undead. Linya ordered the advance, and both rode the dragon forward. On the dragon's back, he smiled. Only 2 bosses remained. He thanked Heijin for saving battle time. Heijin was boasting when the ground suddenly trembled. A surprise assault erupted from beneath. Dense ice energy struck repeatedly. The black dragon was destroyed, vanishing mid-air. Linya shouted a warning loudly. He realized the enemy had located them and urged caution. The system identified the foe. Death Evil Dragon, level 15 diamond rank. A Frost Earth magic dragon with continuous damage and slow effects. Next to it stood the Death Goddess, diamond rank with hidden stats. Linya sighed, thinking these two were the hardest obstacles to reach SSS rank. He leaped up, unleashing a move that reversed heaven, earth, and the life-death cycle. Both bosses lost 1055 HP simultaneously. The goddess grew furious and shot a dark arrow. At the same time, the evil dragon breathed earth fire in coordination. Linya smiled, realizing the battle situation had turned interesting. Heijin dodged with lightning-fast agility. Linya calmly stood still to take the arrow. The goddess smirked arrogantly, thinking she had won. When the smoke cleared, he crushed the arrow in his hand. With his reversal skill, he accelerated shattered ice and unleashed violent power. The goddess was shocked that her fatal strike was nullified by his immunity state. She turned to the evil dragon, sensing something wrong. The evil dragon kept attacking, but each hit only made him stronger. Heijin silently approached the goddess from behind. She noticed and turned to aim her bow at him. Heijin blocked the arrow and countered instantly. The goddess had to retreat to dodge. She summoned undead spirits to block her foes. The undead army charged to surround them. Heijin reacted swiftly, using Moonlight Assault. He slashed through the undead and struck the goddess. She lost 985 HP, leaving her with half her health. The goddess cast a life absorption spell to heal rapidly. Heijin gave no chance, delivering a critical strike. She raged, calling him foolish for getting close, then grabbed him tightly mid-battle. The goddess carved a self-destruct rune onto Heijin's back. The rune forced control for 60 seconds at most, 1 second at least, unbreakable even if she died. Heijin hurt himself for 300 HP, but the rune broke after 1 second, just enough for her to act. The goddess fired an icy arrow. Heijin was hit, lost nearly 800 HP, and froze solid. His HP dropped to half. Linya grew worried and ordered a defensive stance. Heijin summoned a black shield, reducing 70% damage but losing speed. The goddess stepped back, preparing to finish them off. Suddenly, an arrow from behind pierced her. Dropping her to 10% HP, she laughed madly, thinking she still won. Linya cast Seal Reversal, binding her with her own spell. He coldly asked, "Now who's being judged?" He chanted Be High Tide Rebirth, restoring 1033 HP and removing all Heijin's debuffs, stunning the goddess. She trembled, unable to grasp how his reversal power suppressed divine magic. The goddess screamed in disbelief that he was still alive. Suddenly, the evil dragon appeared from behind as Heijin turned to engage. The black shield shattered. He struck fatally, killing the death dragon mid-air. On the ground, Linya raised his staff and chanted the annihilation spell. The skill Half-Knight activated, slicing the dragon into pieces. The system announced, Death Evil Dragon defeated. The goddess screamed in despair. Her fury erupted, undead energy surging wildly. Linya instantly used Reverse Divine Healing. A destructive light fell, stopping her self-destruction. System alert. Death Priestess defeated. He quickly ordered Heijin to guard the northwest while he cleared the southeast. Heijin obeyed, swiftly eradicating enemies, making the dungeon unexpectedly easy. Linya activated Be High Tide Rebirth, purging all undead and clearing the stage in 10 minutes 10 times faster than required. Soon he stood tall at the summit. A mountain of corpses piled like walls. The system announced, All undead eliminated. Mission 4 complete. He suddenly realized something was still unclear. The system announced Mission 5 activated. Angel clone Shuangyao Kuro descending. A divine pillar of light fell from the sky. Option 1. Accept grace. Offer the soul-devouring holy sword, and leave the secret realm. Option 2. Defy the god and slay Kuro's clone. He pondered grace grants SSS rank, while god-slaying unlocks Omega tier, but failure drops to rank C. He murmured, so there's a level beyond SSS? Had the Alliance hidden this truth? He reasoned that few could unlock it, so secrecy was needless. Perhaps the realm evolved naturally, proving Omega and angels existed beyond humanity's reach. He looked up at the angelic wings covered in countless eyes. The enormous wings watched from above. Explosions roared, light blazed, and Heijin slowly vanished. System reported, ally recalled. He felt immense pressure, suspecting it was the ancient will of the angelic leader, yet his foe was the clone Kuro. Feathers of light drifted from the sky. A phantom figure appeared in midair. System identified, Angel clone Shuangyao Kuro, level and skills unknown, advised to avoid battle. Kuro spoke, praising him and demanding the holy sword in exchange for safe departure. He replied coldly, asking what reward he'd get for slaying the undead. Kuro's eyes darkened in fury at the challenge. He growled for Lin Ye to leave, then suddenly slashed, revealing arrogance and disdain for humans. Lin Ye triggered the final mission, ready to fight. He wondered what else must be done here. He challenged Kuro, questioning his theft of credit while activating Heaven Reversal. Kuro arrogantly claimed he should be grateful to serve the divine, calling it an honor. He cast Energy Seizure, striking first. He said coldly, "No need for nonsense." Kuro raged, unleashing divine might. Thunder crashed like the wrath of heaven. He dodged sideways, lightning flashing in his sharp eyes. His stance remained firm, ready for battle. Kuro closed in, launching rapid lightning attacks. He moved deftly, evading each precise strike. The ground quaked, thunder tearing space apart. Kuro lunged confidently, stabbing with the holy sword Mian Jiao Qiyan, but Lin Ye reversed the force in time. His life recovered, HP rising by 1678. Kuro was shocked by the absurd regeneration. He shouted, condemning Lin Ye for using heresy against divine punishment. Kuro summoned lightning from countless eyes in the sky, raining divine bolts. But Lin Ye's HP rose again by 2647, defying natural law. He chanted Ju Xing Divine Wonder, merging it with a destruction skill. The sky-splitting strike hit Kuro, mixed with broken heaven and hell, dealing 1,531 damage and doubling repeatedly, driving Kuro insane. Kuro raged, brandishing his flaming red sword, vowing to show the cost of defying gods. He activated full defense, sneering inwardly that the angels might lack true strategy. Kuro screamed in disbelief as all attacks failed while Lin Ye kept regenerating. He thought mockingly, any boss seeing me slay their kind would ask the same dumb question. Before him, Kuro faltered, panicking as his illusion of invincibility crumbled. Kuro screamed in denial, refusing to accept defeat. He replied softly, "You only managed to mess my hair, that's all." Immediately, he reset cooldowns and cast Reverse By High Tide Rebirth. He combined it with Wind Spirit Form 2. A massive whirlpool swallowed Kuro, draining his life force and slowing his angelic form threefold, nearly paralyzing him. He raised his staff and invoked Reverse Divine Artifact, Catastrophic Descent. The spell pierced defenses, dealing 2,977 damage, leaving Kuro with a sliver of HP. Kuro writhed in agony. His eyes widened, filled with rage and despair at Lin Ye. He unleashed the ultimate skill, Reverse Healing Plunder, draining the remaining 250 HP. System alert. Two-winged Angel Phantom Kuro defeated. Deadland Dungeon cleared. Reward, 1 Diamond Blessing. All hidden conditions met SSS rank achieved. Goddess's Luck granted an extra Diamond Blessing. Dungeon reached Omega Tier as it closed. Converging power formed an exclusive reward that stunned him. A silver sword appeared Shanling Yueyin, an evolving weapon of unknown level. When he touched it, the blade resonated, showing stats. Boosts all attributes with 6 energy forms: Liberation, Destruction, Moon Shadow, Sea Moon Body, Annihilation, and Wish Shade. In Liberation form, it became a healing blade restoring HP widely. In Destruction form, it turned into a high-damage weapon with the Annihilation skill. Moon Shadow form dealt physical damage while healing based on his power, unlocking Sea Moon Convergence. This skill summoned the Moonlight Avatar, auto-healing and cleansing allies, then condensing moonlight for a god-slaying strike. Additionally, Wish Shade granted full invisibility, damage immunity, instant teleport, and critical counter both salvation and execution in one. He gripped the hilt tightly, eyes shining, feeling 3 forms perfectly aligned with his talent, wondering if it could evolve beyond Diamond into Mythic rank. He opened the Diamond chest, gaining 20 attribute points, the Diamond Gear, Frost Wisdom Headband, and the Ancient Dragon Necklace. The second chest granted the skill Attack Speed Grand Medal, Platinum Gear Magic Serenity Heart, the item Spirit Butterfly, a custom sword, and rare potions forming an almost perfect combat setup. After distributing points, his total stats reached Pro Level 20, with power soaring immensely. With all preparations done, he left the Secret Realm, seeing this as the start of a long-term plan. While luck still favored him, he decided to challenge another high-tier dungeon. Outside, a figure stood silently with a weapon. Lin Ye finally faced him. Hearing rustling, he turned alertly and asked, "Who's there?" The man didn't answer, lunging forward and shouting, "Die!" The furious man screamed that Lin Ye had stolen his glory, left him isolated, friendless, and hopeless. Now he only wanted Lin Ye dead. Lin Ye calmly held the attacker's weapon, realizing he was a former trainee he once advised. now twisted by failure and wounded pride. He delivered a strong kick and said coldly, "You scheme, lie, and still blame me?" The man groaned in pain, body trembling violently. Dark energy erupted from him, his rage turning into loss of control as he charged again. Seeing that aura, Lin Ye was shocked it was demonic energy. He stepped back, thinking perhaps Tao Yuan had been corrupted by the abyss. His eyes flared with vigilance and determination. A shadowy figure emerged from the man, laughing mockingly, calling him a clown unworthy to stand beside Lin Ye. "No one likes you. No one cares about you. You're just trash, born to be trampled, and if you dare rise, you'll be destroyed." Those cruel words drove him insane with rage, craving power for revenge. A dark voice whispered, "Want to change fate? Embrace the abyss. Only Lord Wu Mei can grant you absolute power." He begged the abyss for dark strength. Dark energy engulfed him, his body twisting as demonic power burst out. Lin Ye pointed at him. "You've been deceived by the abyssal demon." The man laughed madly, praising his new might perfect. "My body is invincible." He warned, "Tao Yuan, stop now or I'll have to kill you." He cited alliance law. When facing one possessed by the abyss, any class is authorized to kill to protect the innocent. Controlled by hatred, the man sought Lin Ye's life, laughing insanely, calling it karma. He swung his sword, unleashing a dark, sweeping slash. Lin Ye quickly dodged back, adjusting stance. Unable to fully evade, he took 312 damage and suffered a bleeding debuff. Furious, he summoned his spirit weapon. He issued a cold warning. He countered with Shanling Yue Yin, yet the foe's dark power persisted. The man was merely a level 10 boss far below him. He blocked and smirked arrogantly, mocking Lin Ye as a strength priest near death. Lin Ye hid his ultimate skill to avoid alerting the hidden abyss demon. He dashed forward and struck hard, rapidly draining the foe's HP. The man panicked at his worsening wounds, not understanding his defeat. Lin Ye judged this copy weak and planned to use him to lure the demon out. He delivered a decisive slash, splitting the man and making him vomit blood. The man stood frozen in disbelief while Lin Ye intended to keep him alive. It was all to bait the demon into his trap. From above, the demon watched disdainfully, disappointed by the weak host. It re-entered Tao Yuan's body, threatening that Lin Ye's death was certain. The demon plotted to use Lin Ye's demise to break Huang Xiaofeng's spirit, paving its invasion. It curled its lips in a chilling smile. One strike made Lin Ye lose another 634 HP. It taunted while attacking, saying the real show had just begun. He calmly healed, restoring full health. The man burned with furious rage. Lin Ye countered, exposing the demon's true identity. The foe coldly claimed the alliance was coming and planned to kill him, then flee. Lin Ye stayed composed, his smile unsettling the enemy. The demon changed tone, trying to recruit him. Lin Ye secretly rejoiced his trap had worked. He feigned curiosity, asking what benefits came from joining the abyss. The foe released dark energy, laughing loudly, flaunting his power. Lin Ye acted impressed, pretending awe. He mentioned how Huang Xiaofeng once rejected their invitation. The demon boasted it had tempted Huang before, calling him a fool. Lin Ye interjected mockingly, saying he'd squandered a golden chance. He recalled how Huang Xiaofeng had once harshly cursed the demons. The demon raged, claiming it had been despised. It screamed about being called a monster, while Lin Ye thought how dull-minded it was. He feigned desperation, saying he'd rather die than be given to another. The demon hesitated, asking why. He began to lure it further, boasting that the alliance trusted him and he could climb its ranks, then secretly sabotage it from within to annihilate the entire world. The demon asked why someone once loved would wish to destroy humanity. He answered that humans were deceitful. He recounted his parents' tragic, pointless deaths under monster claws. He exposed society's rotten nature where the strong oppress the weak and darkness reigns. He concluded that everything was already perishing. The foe was moved, praising his words. The demon sensed the pain and slowly separated from Tao Yuan's body. It surged forth with black energy, inviting him to join its side. Together they would destroy the world. He raised his hand as if to accept the offer, but suddenly counterattacked. He activated the skill combo Qingdao Yueyin. The destruction form was unleashed. The demon realized the trick and roared in fury. He slashed, dealing 521 damage and gaining a 50% power boost for 10 seconds. He then used Reversal Starfall, unleashing Divine Force. The demon's HP dropped to half. He activated Baihai Tide Rebirth again, continuously amplifying damage. The strike drained 4,074 HP, drowning the foe in a sea of blood. Spirits emerged, terrifying the demon. It trembled before human destructive might. He followed with Divine Catastrophe Descent, summoning thunder. The demon, near death, struggled to escape the deathly waters, screaming for vengeance. He stared coldly, stating it had lost stealth and teleportation ability. The demon bitterly realized he had been trapped from the start. It roared a final challenge. The demon lunged with the abyssal claw straight at him. He dodged skillfully, rendering the strike useless. The foe was shocked that he had predicted the move with a prior evasion skill. It attacked again with abyssal grip, dealing 583 damage. It smugly asked if he still had any way to escape. It grinned wickedly, believing victory was certain, but his HP instantly refilled, and he declared the demon's death inevitable. The demon froze as its life dwindled to a flicker. He cast reverse healing transmission, combined it with power drain, and delivered the finishing blow. System confirmed the abyssal demon was slain. The foe's soul merged into Qingdao Yue Yin, boosting all attributes. He was stunned that the demon's soul had evolved the weapon, though the fight gave no personal EXP. He wondered if only abyssal souls worked, or if all beings could. Outside, civilians murmured at a fallen man in the street. Some reassured that city patrols had been alerted. Lin Ye still pondered the weapon's upgrade mechanism and planned to report to the Alliance. 3 guards arrived. One distant figure removed his gear, muttering irritably about being beaten to the scene. Soldiers aimed their guns, ordering him to surrender. He calmly complied, setting down his sword as requested. One soldier used a stun skill, apologizing as it was protocol. He cooperated, understanding it was standard security and avoiding conflict. Other teams swept the area, rescued victims, and questioned bystanders. Everyone coordinated efficiently. Reports stated the wounded man was a student showing signs of abyssal infection. They continued examinations, discovering ashes of the abyssal demon. Results showed it was a level 20 demon, body shredded by a special weapon. They were shocked to find only bones, suspecting something unusual. Some guessed the student himself had slain it. System ID displayed Lin Ye, level 11, Jiang City Academy student, famed prodigy. A man stepped forward, introducing himself as Wang Ma Chao, captain of the Alliance's demon hunting force. Wang Ma Chao asked if he had slain the demon and subdued his transformed friend. After being released from paralysis, Lin Ye calmly confirmed that Tao Yuan, his friend, had turned into a fallen demon and attacked, forcing him to retaliate. Wang Ma Chao asked how he captured the demon's true form. He explained his plan to lure it out by exploiting Tao Yuan's greed. The soldiers were stunned that such a daring scheme had worked. Wang Ma Chao was secretly astonished, thinking even high-tier professionals could barely deceive such demons. He continued, asking how Lin Ye stayed unharmed and precisely controlled his foe's HP to 1% beyond most experts' skill. Finally, he requested Lin Ye accompany him to the Alliance branch for clarification. A soldier interjected, noting Lin Ye's fame in the community. Wang Ma Chao replied coldly that he didn't follow news. He affirmed he'd show no bias and follow full protocol, even if it affected Lin Ye's upcoming class exam. Lin Ye thought the goddess of luck's reward might go to waste, but with his new power, the exam was firmly in his favor. Though his numbers weren't maxed, his damage output exceeded standards. He sighed, expressing support for the Alliance's demon hunt. Suddenly, Wang Ma Chaos' phone rang, cutting him off. After listening, he was shocked the higher-ups ordered the investigation waived and the case postponed, letting Lin Ye finish the exam first. He muttered, confused why protocol was broken. Fearing repercussions, he worried about being disciplined. But the commander's voice reassured him it was a direct order from the Grand President and ministers. Nearby soldiers were stunned the famous one got special treatment. They whispered that someone who slew a boss unscathed had earned certification for the ancient anonymous unit. Some suspected the divine talent rumor was true, or that he possessed a unique counter to Shadow Knights. Lin Ye asked if interrogation was still required. Wang Ma Chao confirmed it wasn't. He advised Lin Ye to contact his unit for help if trouble arose. Returning the sword, he softly apologized and asked one more question. He wanted to know if the incident related to Huang Xiaofeng's earlier report. Lin Ye nodded. The demon had failed to tempt Huang and then targeted Tao Yuan. He explained Huang Xiaofeng was a rare genius with strong demonic affinity. Yet Lin Ye could still suppress the abyssal demon. It had thought Huang's rejection stemmed from affection toward Lin Ye, so it tried impersonating him to claim Huang. Wang Ma Chao laughed admiringly, praising Lin Ye for slaying a demon, saving lives, and extracting intel more valuable than a high-tier promotion. He said there was one confidential matter and asked outsiders to leave. Lin Ye agreed and ordered the area cleared. The soldiers quickly regrouped and withdrew. Ma Chaos team immediately complied. The curious crowd dispersed, leaving an empty space. Ma Chao handed Lin Ye a comm device, apologizing for his earlier behavior. Lin Ye accepted calmly. Activating it, he saw a secure signal from Lao Dai, confirming the area was fully safe. Lao Dai's voice requested a report, and Lin Ye solemnly described Moonseal Spirit Sword, a growth weapon from the Deadland that had absorbed abyssal demon power. Hearing this, Lao Dai frowned, clearly concerned. Linya gravely explained that information about growth-type weapons was extremely scarce, with even top libraries nearly empty. He recounted his self-research and asked whether all growth weapons could slay abyssal demons and evolve beyond the real world. Lao Dai's tone turned serious, saying such weapons were extremely rare, only 3 recorded since the Alliance's founding, and even he didn't know all their secrets. His sword glowed faintly in sync with Lao Dai's words. The elder explained that normal growth weapons level up through battle, not by absorbing otherworldly abyssal power. Lin Ye stared at the sword, suspecting he held the first special case. Lao Dai smiled, thanking him for providing valuable intelligence to the Alliance. Lin Ye gripped the hilt firmly, solemnly sharing his theory. If one weapon could do this, there must be more. He believed this was the beginning of an era of anti-abyssal weapons, a great hope for humanity. Lao Dai looked at him gravely, urging secrecy as the matter was too dangerous. He quoted the old saying, "Those who hold treasures invite disaster, warning others might covet his blade." He chuckled softly, saying if the youth all had Lin Ye's vision, the Alliance would surely prosper. The conversation ended with his promise to report details to higher authorities. The Alliance would handle it carefully, while Lin Ye should focus on his professional exam. Lin Ye agreed concisely. The communication screen faded out. He stepped forward to return the device to Ma Chao. Ma Chao smiled warmly, shook his hand farewell, invited him to join the Alliance, and told him to call him Old Wang. Lin Ye merely nodded and departed. At the Alliance headquarters, a closed meeting began. Lao Dai asked Tianji, "What do you think of him?" Tianji removed his glasses. Smiling Lin Ye possessed rare talent, virtue, and foresight, matched only by Shang Guanyan. He mentioned the white-haired youth once expected to lead his generation. Lao Dai raised his wine glass, laughing that times had changed. Lin Ye now wielded a growth weapon and had slain an abyssal demon in a dungeon. He thought silently that Lin Ye was the favored child of destiny, the light of the future. Beneath the table, a shadow quietly slipped away. It tore open a rift in space, then vanished, muttering about Mai Gao's death and humanity's strange rise. The whispers dissolved into dark mist. At Lin Ye's home, he opened the door and stepped in. The room was dark, the lights flicked on as Tuo Momo's cheerful voice greeted him. The girl peeked from behind the sofa, smiling playfully. He glanced around the room, pretending to search, but soon spotted her hiding place. Seeing her pink hair sticking out, he sighed and said he'd already seen her. She pouted that he wouldn't play along and act scared. He laughed gently, teasing her for being gluttonous and lazy, which she immediately protested. Tomomo proudly showed her nameplate, excited that she'd reached level 10. He widened his eyes in disbelief at her leveling speed. She joyfully invited him to run a dungeon together tomorrow. He half-joked about checking her data since she seemed unexpectedly diligent. Momo blushed shyly and denied it. She had trained all night with little Mo Ma's assistance. Lin Ye was skeptical. She quickly explained it was just testing the life water chamber. She said her tier simulation skill boosted experience if little Momo acted alone. She still gained rewards and excitedly asked if Lin Ye could guess it. The life water chamber had no limits, so little Momo could clear dungeons autonomously. She added brightly that the system announced the boss was about to fall. Muomu quickly opens the operation panel. Lin Ye notes her beast can self-train and track progress, and she excitedly confirms. He laughs, saying everyone wants such an assistant, but worries about abuse in endless survival dungeons. Muomu confidently says that's how she reached level 10 overnight. Lin Ye reviews the panel, praises her stable skills, and plans a new stat allocation for her. Muomu asks in surprise if he means justice points. He seriously explains stats must be optimized based on her skills and gear. She happily agrees to send him her data. He jokes that she should include body info too. Lin Ye says body attributes affect survival water quality, making her blush. She shyly scolds him. He laughs, saying she's overthinking. He presents a high-level stat adjustment chart. He explains that at high levels, every detail matters. Muomu pouts, saying shell measure but forbids peeking. She runs into her room and closes the door. Alone, she tells herself it's just numbers, nothing serious. Thinking of her past with Lin Ye, she reassures herself they have no secrets. Even so, she still feels embarrassed to measure. She prepares a measuring tape and starts with her bust. The result is still 80B, milk hasn't helped. She imagines Lin Ye teasing her and feels uneasy. Remembering she once faked her size, she fears being caught. She decides to use Xiaomomo's data instead. After all, they're one entity and no one would know. She calls Xiaomomo over. Xiaomomo just finished a dungeon. She looks at it with sparkling eyes. She tells Xiaomomo to stand still for measurement. Strange sounds echo in the room. Outside, Lin Ye listens curiously, puzzled by the noises. 10 minutes later, Muomu shyly hands him a paper with measurements, warning him not to spread it. He glances at the data and freezes for a moment. He doubts it, asking if ADC is real since it sounds off. She folds her arms, insisting it's always been that way. He sternly says wrong data makes strategies useless. Momu angrily snatches the paper back. She crosses out ADC, writes ADB, and loudly confirms it's real. He chuckles, flicks her forehead, saying now it's accurate. She yelps at the flick and calls his name. He asks if she contacted Baiju and what the reply was. She imitates Baiju's tone to answer. Says Baiju didn't want to bother the senior over small matters. She mimics the words, expressing gratitude for all the help. She shows him the chat where Baiju even sent a health report to prove trust. Linya rubs his temples, saying if it were anyone else, he'd suspect seduction and leave. He sighs, finding her too pure, and just smiles. He transfers her data to his device to calculate. Momu suddenly remembers something. She reports the system says Xiao Momu learned a new skill, Soul Exchange Spirit, allowing spirit summoning. She adds she's unsure of its exact effect. Linya is shocked, asking since that skill was linked to a rare creature. Momu confidently says that's wrong. She explains the skill only works in dungeons, the spirit truly dies, but Xiao Momu can recover. She admits she hasn't tested it yet. Linya decides to test it in a dungeon for confirmation. The three enter the Ti tribe's secret realm, guarded by a giant ancient tree and red-eyed creatures, with the system marking it high difficulty. They change into battle gear, and Momu is surprised to see his weapon transform. He confirms it can switch to a dagger form and asks if she wants to try. Suddenly, he swings the dagger to attack her. Xiao Momu screams, but Momu notices her HP rises instead of falling. She's confused, seeing nothing special yet. He tells her to let Xiao Momu demonstrate. Xiao Momu obeys, activates Soul Exchange Spirit, green light surrounds it, and golden bells appear mysteriously. The system announces activation, one battle spirit is being summoned, making Linya focus intently. A massive shadow emerges with a roar. The system declares successful summon of ancient tree guardian spirit. A giant knight clad in wooden armor appears among rocks. The info panel shows Tree Guardian, level 10, superior stats, multiple powerful combat skills. Linya ponders, realizing this spirit's strength nears a boss despite being gold rank. He speculates that if Momu levels up, she could summon even stronger beings. This skill resembles beast mastery but lacks cooldown and death risk. Thinking that, he grows more eager to test it. He looks at her, telling her to command it in battle. She happily agrees. She orders the tree guardian to destroy all lizard gods around the tree. The lizard gods rush out, screeching. The tree guardian treats them as trash and unleashes heavenly strike. Light erupts and the ground trembles violently. Radiance surrounds the giant knight, creating a majestic sight. The system states the move deals massive physical damage with shockwaves. The monsters are blasted away, the knight rumbles, "Rest now," and Linya comments it's far stronger than the Goblin King. He asks Momu to let him duel the spirit. She refuses, saying not to attack allies and to watch it finish the remaining monsters. While Xiao Momu controls the spirit, he hurriedly clarifies he meant to fight the survival water, not the spirit. Momu misunderstands and blushes. Xiao Momu jumps in to defend her, refusing the request. Linya scratches his head, asking if she can't revive anyway. Without an answer, he lets the spirit continue clearing the area, then activates Ring of Annihilation. His eyes glow red, weapon shining silver, leaping above the spirit's head. He dives into the monster guards, far weaker in comparison. But his first strike causes no visible damage. He swings harder. This time blood splatters, and the system confirms a kill. Momu cheers in shock, amazed his damage far surpasses before. He moves like the wind, slashing rapidly as foes fall. His sword spirit moon seal glows brilliantly. He thinks he once relied only on reflective healing attacks. Now with this sword, both speed and power are greatly enhanced. If facing physical immune foes, he can use blood reflection and hidden defense. The silver moonblade engraved with a skull radiates deadly aura. Linya coldly sweeps through the battlefield. He cuts down another Lekman Guardian. Holding a red lightning beam, he unleashes Moment of Total Eradication amid the lizard gods. The explosion shakes the sky. Monster's HP plummets. System declares cleared. He stands midair, cloak flying, eyes like death itself. Momu watches him, vowing not to fall behind, clenching her fists. She leaps onto the tree guardian's shoulder, commanding a joint assault to annihilate all foes. Linya smiles, letting her show off while he handles healing. He switches to Ring of Restoration, beginning support skills. He activates Shadow Vow Rift and Sea Vow Tide. The system immediately triggers a new mission. They reach the Lekman tribe's domain, where 300 warriors will die protecting their leader. Hundreds of red-eyed shadows surround them. Momu warns of high damage while Linya eagerly takes the healing role to keep the Tree Guardian alive. She orders the Tree Guardian to break the wall and open a path. The system records the spirit entering charge mode, boosting speed and power. The knight rushes forward, smashing the ground with his wooden shield, and unleashing the mighty Moon Rift Slash. MANWHA and MANWHA join forces to kill the remaining lizard gods. Lin Ye uses Moon Rift Slash to turn the tide, noting it grants 3 seconds of invincibility, 100mm instant movement, and both attack and defense. He then summons the Sea Moon Jellyfish to the battlefield. The system reports continuous healing of 521 HP every half second for 15 seconds. Blue jellyfish glow around the spirit, steadily restoring the knight's health, astonishing him. The Lekman leader appears, roaring for reinforcements. Xiaomuomu commands full power, revealing true strength. The knight strikes with despair heavy blow, making enemies scream in agony. Lin Ye realizes Xiaomuomu now has a strong consciousness that only Muomu can control. He analyzes that though the Tree Guardian is powerful, it's weak against fast, long-range foes. He switches to Ring of Annihilation and fires Reflected Soul Beam at the Lekman leader. The ground explodes with roaring echoes. The system reports the Lekman boss slain. Lin Ye stands amid smoke and fire, red-eyed and cold like a bloodthirsty king. The Tree Guardian turns back, sensing a familiar power emanating from him. Before he can react, the knight kneels on one knee, bowing respectfully. He says, "My lord, before returning to the Soul Realm, I beg a favor." Lin Ye is stunned, realizing it truly has sentience. It's a real living being that cannot be revived after death. Unlike ordinary summoned illusions, only Muomu possesses infinite resurrection. Lin Ye asks what the favor is, secretly charging energy in case of danger, thinking such beings could be as perilous as demons or angels. Could it threaten humanity? The Tree Guardian answers that his lair is being forgotten. He asks Lin Ye to take his master to a place called Great Right, because Lin Ye bears a unique mark granting access, and his master holds the same authority. Lin Ye sternly asks, "Who is your master?" The knight points to Xiaomuomu, replying, "It's her." He adds, "I'm merely an unnamed guardian." Lin Ye commands, "Rise." The system announces completion of the Ti tribe dungeon, rewards a silver chest, and asks whether to open it. The Tree Guardian begins fading, but Lin Ye stops him, saying verification is needed first. He turns to Muomu coldly, telling her to step outside. She timidly agrees. Seeing his tone, she worriedly asks why. Xiaomuomu follows, and the whole team leaves the dungeon. Lin Ye walks deep in thought. A proxy's talent is always tied to its master. If the master dies, the talent vanishes too. But the survival water skill summons an otherworldly being that regards her as its true master. He suspects she's connected to the angel Kuro. A question stirs within him. Could she threaten humanity? He tells Muomu to go ahead or enter another dungeon. She nods. She looks at Xiaomuomu, still full of doubt. Lin Ye smiles reassuringly, saying he just needs more time to handle things, nothing serious. A while later, on the 20th floor of Tiandu Tower in central Zhang City, Lin Ye sits across from Huang Tianqi, who pours tea and asks what was so urgent. Lin Ye gently blows on his cup and says slowly, "Uncle Huang, the Alliance must know I can enter the Forgotten Lair, right?" Huang Tianqi calmly replies, "Yes, you're wondering why we haven't announced it, correct?" Lin Ye realizes he already predicted his question. He nods. "Right, you feared I'd waver, so you let me finish my profession exam first, didn't you?" Huang Tianqi sighs, his eyes heavy. "Partly yes, but there's another reason. Do you know how impossible that place's difficulty is? Every small monster there is diamond level or higher. Most who entered never returned." Lin Ye ponders, thinking of the gap between diamond level and his current gear. Huang Tianqi adds, "Defeating the boss can drop legendary gear, even god-tier skills if fully cleared." Lin Ye realizes they feared he'd recklessly risk himself. If he charged in like Huang Xiaofeng once did, it would end tragically. He seriously asks, "So what level is required to qualify?" Huang Tianqi replies, "At least level 15, but best wait until 20 with full skills and gear for safety." Lin Ye smiles, "Don't worry, I'm not rushing. I'll prepare carefully like last time." Huang Tianqi looks outside, hesitates, then says, "Actually, there's something worse." He describes the campaign against the demon Shen Yin and the fallen ones in the sewers. He adds there's a mutant named Bai Xiaochu, and intel shows Shen Yin has infiltrated the Zhang City Alliance. Professionals must prevent another old tragedy. Adjusting his glasses, he continues, "Plans may change, soon watch my messages." Lin Ye looks puzzled. Huang Tianqi slowly pours tea, saying the Alliance is locking down the city, purging insiders showing corruption. The upcoming profession exams must not be sabotaged by traitors. That's why all info is kept secret to avoid public panic. He reassures, "We already have countermeasures against Shen Yin, just focus on training." Lin Ye sips his tea, nods, then asks another question. If a talent summons an otherworldly creature with its own mind, can it rebel? Huang Tianqi instantly replies, "Impossible." Lin Ye is surprised by the certainty. He explains that a talent and its master share an absolute symbiotic bond. Like brain and body, they live and die together. No matter if the creature is good or evil, Loyalty remains unconditional. Even high-level mind control skills can't force betrayal. Linya asks, what if it's the demon Shen Yin? Huang Tianqi calmly says, still no. He notes someone once summoned a Shen Yin demon as a double agent inside enemy ranks. He looks at Linya with interest. So is that your talent or someone else's? Linya answers, my teammates. Her talent summons otherworldly beings. That one sensed I could enter the Forgotten Lair and asked to come along. Huang Tianqi jolts up, it can enter too? Linya replies gravely, seems so, but am not certain. Huang Tianqi gazes afar, then smiles. It's fine. She and that being seem trustworthy. Just report to the Alliance before acting. As long as it's a lawful awakened talent and not a forbidden ritual, shall be recognized. The Alliance will provide training and priority resources since that type of talent is rare. Linya nodded, outwardly calm but inwardly uneasy about his passive situation. Huang Tianqi changed the topic, saying it was his turn to ask something. Linya told him to go ahead. He took out file number 31, the Maigao corpse case. The cause of death was a special type of magic. The body suffered severe organ damage, and the cells were shriveled as if corroded by chemicals. He asked, your talent is toxic healing art, right? Linya read the report, saw traces of reverse healing magic, and confirmed. Huang Tianqi smiled happily, saying it matched their speculation. We once suspected another professional caused Maigao's death, but now it may be thanks to you. Linya was shocked, asking if it was really his credit. Huang Tianqi laughed, saying he thought Lin already knew. The Alliance has recorded your feat of defeating the Dark Abyss Demon as first rank. He patted Lin's shoulder, saying a medal ceremony would follow with rewards of platinum gear, rare materials, or items of choice. Linya eagerly agreed to inform him after choosing. He stood to leave, saying he needed to lead his team into a dungeon. Huang Tianqi smiled and wished him luck. Do well in the upcoming exam. Win the top scorer title and bring glory to Jiangcheng, young man. Linya humbly replied he would try his best. He teased, asking if Huang had bet on him winning. Huang laughed and pretended not to answer. That afternoon, the scene shifted to the training square. Xiaobai was waiting for Linya. Seeing him from afar, she joyfully ran over. She handed him a notebook, saying, I've decided this contains all my data. Linya smiled, touched by her trust, silently vowing to plan carefully. He reassured her that once her talent reached level 2, he would enter a duo dungeon with her. When we have enough data, we'll decide whether to change her profession. Xiaobai cheered excitedly, promising to train more. She said her fatigue points weren't full yet, so she continued training. After speaking, she ran off. Linya could only rub his head and laugh, deciding not to dampen her enthusiasm. That night, he analyzed her skill data, realizing Baiji had a solid foundation but weak reflexes and combat habits. The previous 3-person dungeon hadn't provided accurate enough data. Besides luck, her tactical intelligence needed improvement. He devised a plan for her to pass the exam without revealing her special talent, because solo dungeons relied not only on luck, but also on true skill. In the darkness, the demon captain reported, Lord Maigao is dead. Another voice growled, then kill the one who killed him. Card sneered coldly, saying, kill? The Alliance is full of surveillance. Act rashly and well be surrounded in minutes certain death. Haequan slammed the table angrily, flames bursting around his fists. Huli, the other fallen demon, interrupted, asking, with Michael dead, who leads now, and does the assassination plan continue? Card replied, of course it continues. We don't need to act directly. We'll just add one small artifact to the final test dungeon, the Hell Misguiding Lure. It will raise the difficulty to catastrophic level, alter the entire map, and spawn unknown monsters. Haequan was shocked, asking why the master used such a precious item that could forge diamond weapons. 2 cards floated in the air, emitting a dark, eerie light. Card shouted, fool! You think the Alliance isn't cautious? To assassinate the target, we must make them walk into the trap themselves. He sneered, let fools die on their own. The demon poured wine, smiling to ease the mood, let Haequan off. He's just hot-tempered. Bluntness is also a virtue. Card waved dismissively, his tone cold. I hate fools, especially teammates. Michael bringing him in was a mistake bound to cause disaster. Haequan bowed his head and admitted fault. A nearby demon pulled him up, saying, no need to apologize, just become stronger. Suddenly, blue flames spread across the conference table. A figure appeared within the light. Everyone bowed low, the Lord had arrived. A deep voice echoed, Maigao is dead. I appoint a new Dark Abyss demon leader, along with a fallen one to assist Bai Xiaoshu. The subordinates murmured. The demon protested, my lord, I acknowledge Bai Xiaoshu's strength, but he's too dangerous. If he comes to Jiangcheng, I won't take part. The atmosphere froze, tense as a drawn string. The Lord laughed coldly. Fine, you may refuse. Bai Xiaoshu will act independently. His target is to assassinate Shang Guanyan. Meanwhile, support the effort to imprison Huang Xiaofeng in the dark abyss. He is a rare fallen genius who will become a powerful ally. The Lord continued. Then deal with Lin Ye, the one who killed Mai Gao. Reveal nothing of your identities. Embed the hell-misguiding lure into the final test dungeon. The Alliance plans to destroy Han, but will regret it too late. He Quan questioned wasting such a precious artifact on someone like Lin Ye. Mai Gao was weaker than Shang Guanyan, why not use it on Yan instead? The Lord sneered, saying Lin Ye had ancient certification and potential surpassing Mo Ling Yunzong. All of Shang Guanyan's guards now protected Han, making an attack nearly impossible. As cold wind echoed, the Lord promised divine cleansing to those who completed the mission. Only the victorious will be called warriors of the abyss. Failure means unworthiness. They all knelt and swore to fulfill the mission. The next day, Lin Ye defeated the Dark Abyss demon, receiving an alliance commendation and public praise. Rumors about Lin Ye spread some suspected a link to the Abyss, causing both admiration and doubt. Despite the rumors, most believed Abyss demons wouldn't dare confront the Alliance. Mumu worried for Lin Ye, hoping the Alliance would protect him from the dark forces. The principal declared Lin Ye the Academy's pride and the future of Lianri. Lin Ye humbly said every profession was a beacon of hope against the Abyss. The principal allowed Lin Ye to choose a platinum item, earning him great admiration. He declined the reward, saying his current gear was already sufficient. His 4-piece set required rare items to replace, and the platinum ring, though good, lacked uniqueness. Speed and teleportation abilities were vital for survival. He didn't disdain the items, just found them less practical despite their appeal. Lin Ye's eyes lit up as he spotted several special items. He chose 3, the Vitality Belt, the Light Step Boots, and the Holy Light Tome. The Vitality Belt greatly boosted stamina and recovery, but only worked for the wearer. The Light Step Boots increased speed, reduced slow effects, and improved mobility. The Holy Light Skill Book restored massive health and granted temporary stat boosts, but had a long cooldown. Lin Ye realized it originally belonged to the White Knight class. If reversed, the spell could debilitate enemies completely and make them lose control. The combined gear allowed him to counter opponents, earning both admiration and awe from fellow students. The ceremony ended, and students dispersed to prepare for the exam. The Secret Alliance protects Lin Ye while using him as bait for the abyssal forces. Lin Ye responds, recalling only 3 days remain before the final exam. He plans to upgrade all equipment and help his teammates through the challenge. The principal's bracelet suddenly vibrates. The screen flashes red, signaling an emergency. The principal asks about Lin Ye's teammates and invites him to come along. He nods in agreement. Lin Ye says he's not worried about Tumumu, only Bai Zhi. That girl is inexperienced and wants to change her profession. The principal smiles, believing she has hidden potential. Lin Ye confirms he'll help her succeed and prepares carefully for the team. The principal hands him an envelope. Inside is the true reward and the Alliance's top secret plan. In the instance, Bai Zhi reaches level 10 and her Goddess of Luck talent upgrades. Lin Ye commands remotely, adjusting tactics flexibly. A giant beast spews poisonous flames fiercely. Bai Zhi quickly blocks the attack with precise reflexes. When the monster dives to strike, Lin Ye calmly signals the decisive blow. She delivers a perfect slash, killing the creature. Her eyes shine with determination. Her luck talent activates, boosting daily rewards. She's delighted that her new skill raises rare drop chances. Lin Ye is amazed that this ability optimizes item gathering. This passive skill lowers job failure risks and is unique to her. He thinks if others miss rewards, she'll always hit the jackpot. Bai Zhi cheerfully shows her stat and gear setup, hoping for praise. Lin Ye nods, telling her to follow instructions and not worry about the exam. She's happy, but her wrist still aches slightly. Lin Ye sternly asks if she truly wants to change classes. She awkwardly denies it, saying she just likes using great swords. She thinks she did something wrong, but Lin Ye reassures her it's not so. He reminds her she put too many points into strength. Her body isn't suited for great swords, making serious injury likely. He and the team can only help temporarily. Long-term, she won't endure this path. Changing professions is dangerous and may leave lasting side effects if it fails. But if successful, she'll make great progress and the team will keep waiting. Moved by his trust, Bai Zhi decides to change class, and Lin Ye is glad. After defeating the last monster, they rest together. They leave the instance to find Tumumu waiting, scolding them for being late. She grumbles that the exam is near, yet they disappeared. Lin Ye smiles, says there's good news, and hands her a paper. He asks if she recognizes what's inside. The scene shifts to the career exam hall, everyone anxious for luck. A student boasts about being assigned as a clerk in the Alliance. Lin Ye leads Tumumu and Bai Zhi to the gathering point. Tumumu asks if Bai Zhi is ready, she replies confidently. Lin Ye's relatives hold banners cheering him on. He asks Mumu if they know the truth. She says not yet. Even so, the news will spread soon enough. Suddenly, the city lord of Jiang City appears. He announces the exam is postponed 3 days for special reasons. At the same time, there will be another major announcement. Students buzz, guessing a big event happened in West City. The city lord declares a new rule. Special recruits must clear their own secret realm. The entire process will be broadcast live for all students to watch. The first chosen for this category is Lin Ye, the special recruit of Jiang City. The whole academy stirs upon learning he must face the secret realm alone. The Yangui group plots to trap the Illuminator of Bewitchment inside. Their goal is to ensure Lin Ye is assassinated during the mission. After he enters the secret realm, they will regroup at base for orders. Yangui feels confident their plan is hidden from the city lord. But if patrols detect abyssal energy, Lin Ye might be trapped in Jiang City and face danger. They discuss how to activate the emergency artifact. One hides in the wall, ready to retreat after setting the trap. Heikuan reports that Huang Xiaofeng has been captured. Contact with Xiaochu is temporarily lost, but unimportant. They only need to succeed in assassinating Shangguan Yan. On the stands, the crowd chants Lin Ye's name, praising him as a near-divine genius. The teacher tells them just to stand correctly, everything is prearranged. The city lord begins the gate-opening ritual. A massive black gate appears in midair. The three touch it, and the system announces they'll enter an unknown dungeon. The challenge is level 10+ nightmare difficulty, with all info hidden until entry. A warning sounds that escape items won't work during combat. Due to the Illuminator of Bewitchment, difficulty rises to catastrophic level. The escape item vanishes, heat surges, and Baiji panics. She asks what's happening. Lin Ye confirms the dungeon has mutated. The system reports the Yang Nan realm has fully changed, with new creatures emerging. Part of the old structure remains, requiring them to survive at all costs. Lin Ye immediately orders a defensive formation as trained. The final boss consists of 3 gold-tier forms with high intelligence. The tactic focuses on concentrated fire and coordinated encirclement. Even small mistakes waste skills and cause needless damage. Without interference, this dungeon wouldn't be too extreme. Lin Ye admits there's indeed a dark hand behind it. Baiji forces a smile but can't hide her worry. In the hall, students watch tensely, recalling near-death memories from that place. The hidden figure in the shadows grins cruelly, sure Lin Ye's end is near. Lin Ye commands, analyzing that the terrain is only hotter, not structurally changed. He warns of level 15 half-serpents ambushing nearby. A poisonous arrow suddenly flies out. The team is shocked, their minds reeling. Lin Ye shouts for Mumu to strike at 2 o'clock and cluster the enemies. Mumu unleashes her strongest move, wiping out 5 foes. He then directs at 9 o'clock, ordering a Fire Ice combo skill. She burns the monsters, triggering a spread effect. Enemy HP drops over 1,000 per second. She then freezes and detonates them. A strong kick finishes them all. Ring Ye signals Haijito act. The girl raises her flaming sword. She swings a deadly slash. The flames incinerate the monsters, exploding mid-air. Suddenly, a light beam targets Lin Ye, but he's ready. He shifts into full combat mode. His precise counterattack blows the enemy apart. Lin Ye states it was an explosive device from the enemy side. He orders Baiju forward, warning of the next magic wave. Mumu replies confidently, assuring she'll handle it. On the stand, spectators marvel at Lin Ye and his team's weapons, skills, and looks. They praise Lin Ye and Mumu for maturing enough to be trusted. In the shadows, Labai grits his teeth in anger. He despises the weak, claiming only those joining the abyss deserve strength. He storms off in anger. Soon after, a hidden agent reports that target number 3 has left. They order confirmation whether the main target has opened the abyss gate to begin the net. In the suburbs, the signal is transmitted. Team 2 receives orders to surround and strike the abyss demon nest. They move in unison, aiming to eliminate 3 key figures. Meanwhile, the real Labai hides outside the test zone. A flash of light reveals him with strange energy, declaring contempt for false professions. He proclaims he's about to become an official abyss warrior. After the transformation ritual, he declares rebirth and vows to crush the world. A cold voice interrupts him. It warns he has 10 seconds to surrender and purge the dark energy or be destroyed. The capture team bursts in, locking his joints, and he realizes he's been betrayed. He roars, activating diamond-grade artifacts and weapons. He screams orders for his minions to attack madly. Abyssal power erupts, flooding the area. His cards transform into glowing golden ones, but as he revels, he senses killing intent from behind. A silent arrow pierces him, severing his spell. Countered, the hunters trigger a fire skill, turning him into a weak lamb. His body burns fiercely as he screams in agony. He curses the professional alliance with hatred. He vows to drag everyone to death with him. He releases all dark energy. The devouring ability removes weakness and amplifies attack and defense. Darkness descends, forming a barrier that obscures sight. He roars a challenge, threatening to slaughter the hall unless killed first. He suddenly lunges to strike amid the chaos. A butterfly of light flies in to block his path. From behind, a stab pierces through him, dealing massive damage and slowing recovery. He screams, cursing the invisible assassin, but the assassin appears behind him, delivering a fatal blow. In the hall, the audience is stunned as Lin Ye moves toward the poison frog pond, guessing he's luring the enemy. Display info. Level 20 Venomous Frog King, Diamond Attribute, Skin and Venom Deadly, Weapons Killing It, Gain Stacking Poison Damage. The pond water is clear yet laced with lethal green toxins, survivable only by the Venomous Frog King. Lin Ye reverses a healing spell, turning it into a death strike. He targets the Venomous Frog King. The monster attacks with its lightning-fast tongue. Outside, spectators shout, fearing he's been hit. While Mumu assists, the monster's tongue suddenly pierces Lin Ye. The crowd falls silent, unable to comprehend. It turns out he countered using a divine inversion, severing the monster's tongue. The monster's health drops sharply while Lin Ye stands firm, astonishing everyone. He keeps dodging attacks, maintaining control. Lin Ye skillfully keeps distance, avoiding the toxic swamp. At the same time, Mumu and Baiju channel energy for a combo skill. Wind and fire converge, creating a powerful energy explosion. The attack deals over 2,500 damage to the Venomous Frog King. Everyone acknowledges the catastrophic level dungeon's brutality. Though minor moves, their teamwork saves both mana and time. As calculated, they've lasted over 30 seconds. Lin Ye continues using the Death Grasp skill to suppress the monster. After 40 seconds, he lands the finishing blow, killing the Venomous Frog King and gaining the Poison Blade effect. The team completes the challenge in record time. Outside, reports confirm the Abyssal Labai has been completely destroyed. The evil energy he carried also dissipates. Wu Liu leads troops to the Abyss Gate, coordinating with other teams for a full assault. He warns this will be the fiercest battle in history. None of them may survive. He allows anyone wishing to withdraw to leave. No one retreats, all stand firm. They unanimously declare unwavering resolve. The commander shouts the charge slogan to slay the Abyss King for humanity. In the secret realm, Lin Ye keeps slaying enhanced elite monsters. Mumu's performance skyrockets to first place, astonishing the audience. Lin Ye smiles calmly, saying the real battle hasn't begun yet, and tells her to summon the Guardian Tree. Mumu softly chants the summoning spell. The sound of wind merges with ancient words. The spirit of the great Guardian Tree appears glowing brightly. Under the illuminator of bewitchment, it's empowered beyond its limit. The tree's innate talent permanently rises to level 7,000 with immense power. Mumu fuses with her clone, unleashing explosive combat strength. Lin Ye laughs, amazed that adversity truly broke the limit. Outside, spectators are stunned as they realize she summoned the dungeon's sub-boss. Red system alerts sound, signaling that high-tier enemies have detected them. 3 massive shadows descend from the void. The 3 Yin and Nan shadows, level 24 platinum, were once brothers poisoned and now turned into mindless killing beasts. Lin Ye orders Mumu and the Guardian Tree to form a defense line. He commands attacks using Charge and Heaven Strike, calculating impact points precisely. The tree unleashes sweeping damage, killing the first Yin and Nan shadow. Lin Ye urges the team to go all out. Mumu charges eagerly, showing her training results. Her wind magic freezes the 3 monsters, dealing over 400 damage. They break free, but Baiji slashes with a blazing sword. The flames surge high, dealing nearly 20,000 damage and cutting a quarter of their HP. Cyclones and toxic fumes swirl chaotically. She casts Swift Wind Ring, closing in on the enemies. The whole team focuses fire on a single target. As the smoke clears, Mumu runs out of ranged energy but switches to melee instantly. System alert, Yin and Nan Shadow 1 has been slain. The second one goes berserk, seeing its ally fall. It hurls a massive staff toward Lin Ye. He raises his sword, blocking the direct attack. In a secret conference room, leaders watch the battle via a magic projection, discussing assassinating Lin Ye to steal the artifact. Shangguan Yan crosses her arms coldly, saying the enemy is pursuing 2 goals at once. Wang Tiantian agrees, saying their shift toward Lin Ye is a clever move to lure Bai Xiaoshu into solo action. Another man sneers, mocking the Abyss Lord and his servants as arrogant fools. He comments the enemy is too reckless, unaware they've been trapped, still thinking Bai Xiaoshu acts freely. The good news they received was actually bait released by the Alliance. Huang Tiantian speaks gravely. Reveal the truth to Lin Ye, letting him enter the trap as a special recruit, making the enemy drop its guard. One man worries that your son will be drawn into danger. He replies he's already told the boy clearly this is a test of loyalty. They believe the Abyss Lord intends to recruit Xiao Feng, not kill him. If he resists corruption, an insider will return him to Jiang City once the gate opens. A female soldier rushes in to report to Shangguan Yan. She says the main force has entered the Abyss. currently holding the advantage, but beasts will invade Jiang City within 5 minutes. Shang Guanyan immediately stands, ordering the team to move to the inner city center to prepare for battle and receive returning troops. She believes victory is assured thanks to Lin Ye's surprise factor, ensuring no casualties. The team jointly attacks the monster. Lin Ye's warhorse strikes fiercely, cutting over 2,000 HP. When ambushed, the warhorse counterattacks with a powerful move, dealing over 1,500 damage. Viewers are stunned as 2 platinum bosses fall in only a few perfect combos. The academies praise the young talent, but one professor doubts his path. Although he heals and attacks well, he lacks durability compared to a tanker. With no defense or counter skills, he's fragile on a dangerous battlefield. The professor says if controlled, he'd die easily and should focus on support duties. Another teacher argues the boy is hiding his true strength as a chosen special student. He observes Lin Ye's skills, reflexes, and combat thinking are nearly flawless. However, he laments that weak survivability might cost him his life in real battle. A stern professor claims Lin Ye is just an all-rounder, unremarkable among geniuses. Hearing that, the teachers fall silent, unable to respond. That female student is completely different. Her clone is both intelligent and strong, able to endure any blow like steel. Once matured, Shell only need to command clones remotely. These entities can resurrect and become eternal forces, astonishing onlookers. Suddenly, a scout arrives with urgent news. Understood, comes the brief reply. Tension fills the air as worried gazes spread through the ranks. The scout reports a beast tide will hit in 5 minutes and urges everyone to enter shelters, while Han Jinan reassures defenses remain secure. He instructs everyone to stay calm and follow orders to avoid casualties. Lin Ye's family members anxiously discuss, then decide to move to safety as urged. After slaying 3 monsters, the system unlocks a new map and a message from the guide. Lin Ye takes out an ancient scroll, warning the next area holds greater danger and tells teammates to keep it for protection. A magic notice describes the scroll as a shield barrier lasting 10 minutes, but disabling movement and attacks. Mumu advises saving it for later. Lin Ye agrees and decides to move forward. He suddenly halts the group, assigning little Mumu to guard while he and the great tree scout ahead. Before them opens a blazing red spatial gate, lava heat radiating an awe-inspiring yet fierce scene. Lin Ye sternly orders everyone not to enter, as the area ahead is too dangerous. He says it's beyond the exam's range and they've already proven their ability. He mentions the great tree as his ally and protector. The team understands, exchanging admiring looks. Baiji hands him dried rations, while Mumu carefully gives little Mumu to him. Lin Ye smiles helplessly, takes the items, and steps through the spatial gate with fearless eyes. He stores the items in the great tree's compartment and firmly orders departure. The system announces a speed boost for the great tree after skill activation, plus another with a special solution. Lin Ye applies the lightning elixir, making the great tree glow like a war machine, and the group vanishes through the shining gate. On the other side, they encounter level 10 black-armored puppets waiting. Lin Ye immediately commands an attack. He activates a defense skill, letting the great tree sweep the small foes, then cuts down each enemy with his sword. The space shakes as a giant boss level 20 black-armored puppet general appears, capable of infinite soldier summons. The great tree asks if it should destroy it now, confident it could end the fight within a minute. Lin Ye studies the terrain, sensing something off ahead, and tells it to wait. He detects hidden enemies in the shadows and plans to use magic to expose them. An area spell erupts, light sweeping away the darkness to reveal the foes. Under the beam, level 20 ninja puppets appear. Assassins using poison shuriken and melee swords. Lin Ye smirks, mocking them, realizing it's a dual battle pair. He assigns tactics. Little Mumu retreats, Shuge blocks the swordsman. He takes on the ninja, and the great tree lures them together. The great tree roars, charging straight at the puppet general, whipping up fierce winds of defiance. Lin Ye raises his hand, magical light flaring as an attack readies. From the ground, countless steel puppets surge up like a mushroom storm. Lin Ye triggers a damage boost combo, making attacks 1.5 times stronger. He unleashes a wide-range annihilation strike, wiping all enemies in a flash. The ninja puppet senses danger and vanishes into thick smoke. Dense fog covers the battlefield, obscuring all sight. Lin Ye calls out gravely for little Mumu to engage and prepare to counter. Little Mumu dashes like the wind, unleashing the dazzling butterfly gale technique. Invisible blades swirl around the foe, shredding the ninja puppet to metal dust. The system announces the dungeon boss defeated. Elsewhere, the great tree overpowers the puppet swordsman, leaving him nearly drained. Cornered, he triggers a suicide skill to summon reinforcements. Lin Ye stops him in time, casting a life drain spell that devours his body in black energy. The puppet swordsman explodes in light, the final boss erased from the field. The view shifts to the underground base where people watch through the magic screen. On screen, Lin Ye unleashes a massive destruction spell, flattening all foes with a single strike. Everyone marvels at his power surpassing platinum rank, his attacks unbelievably strong. Teachers watch in shock, speculating he might possess god-tier awakening talent. The once doubtful professor sweats profusely, face pale. Colleagues pat his shoulder teasingly. He sheepishly admits misjudgment and praises Lin Ye as a true genius. Another declares Lin Ye worthy of the mythic tier title, urging immediate recruitment. At the same time, Baiji and Mumu sense dark energy from Lin Ye's direction and decide to head out. Lin Ye also feels the sinister aura closing in, chilling to the bone. The great tree warns in a deep voice that the enemy is extremely dangerous. From the dense black fog, a sinister figure and an army of death puppets slowly emerge. The system announces Queen Yanmi has appeared. It adds that due to thermal influence from Lin Mei, enemy power in the realm has increased. Lin Ye narrows his eyes, recognizing it as only the witch's clone, and asks the Great Tree for intel. The Great Tree replies this is a dataless boss, an abnormal entity. Lin Ye concludes she was summoned by another force, growing wary. He affirms he's met a similar being before, and warns this fight will be brutal. Queen Yanmi laughs coldly and seductively, her voice echoing through space. She mentions mysterious artifacts, prompting the Great Tree and Little Mumu to enter defensive stance. Lin Ye orders maximum alert and asks if anyone has encountered this creature before. Little Mumu shakes her head, saying she hasn't but feels an odd familiarity. The Great Tree notices the queen bears the same mark as Lin Ye. Lin Ye deduces it's the sigil of the Forgotten Nest region. The queen smiles faintly, calls him little brother, and offers to forgo the fight as a favor. After speaking, her image fades into the void as if she never existed. The system reports Queen Yanmi has left. All puppets bow and withdraw silently. Lin Ye stands amid the empty battlefield, puzzled by her strange behavior. He concludes the queen shares his mark and origin, not belonging to this world. He theorizes the soul transfer ritual may have pulled Lin Mei's energy, bringing her here. He shakes his head, sensing she interfered with the realm and warped the entire dungeon. Lin Ye tells the Great Tree to set aside the Yanmi issue and focus on the mission. He concludes the sub-bosses are gone, but the final enemy has yet to appear. Suddenly, a teammate's voice echoes through the void, breaking the silence. Mumu and Baiji arrive, saying they sensed massive fluctuations and came to help Lin Ye. Baiji exhales in relief, wiping sweat and glad everyone's safe. Suddenly, the black-armored puppets freeze, the system warns. Black-armored puppet mage detected, stay alert. The puppets all turn, their crimson eyes blazing with deadly intent. Lin Ye frowns, sighing as he realizes he misjudged the situation again. He signals the team to stay calm, confirming this is the final boss needed to clear the stage. The puppet mage raises its hand, launching a blazing energy sphere toward them. The incoming orbs radiate immense pressure, making the team tense up. Lin Ye swings his sword through the spell, triggering a blinding explosion that shakes the space. The Great Tree and Little Mumu coordinate, erecting a defense barrier together. A solid magic shield forms, blocking all violent attacks. Lin Ye orders Mumu to freeze the remaining energy. Mumu instantly casts Frostbinding, spreading icy mana across the battlefield. The glowing orbs freeze instantly, the area blanketed in glittering, deadly magic snow. The puppet mage's eyes gleam wickedly as it chants ancient incantations. Magic symbols spin around it. Baiji shouts in horror that it's a forbidden summoning ritual. The system warns, black-armored puppet mage boss is performing a forbidden summon. The sky cracks open as countless monsters pour down, attacking endlessly and forming a sea of darkness. Baiji trembles in fear but remains resilient. She urgently asks what the current battle plan is. Lin Ye smiles confidently, saying it's time to call his own reinforcements. He raises a magic card, summoning the Dark Turtle Knight with a flash of light. A knight in black armor appears, exuding chilling and immense pressure. Its power pushes all enemies back like a raging storm. System alert. Dark Turtle Knight, Platinum rank, level 20, duration 1 hour. Mumu is shocked why the former level 15 gold boss leveled up. Lin Ye guesses it evolves with his power. At the observation base, instructors cheer, recognizing it as the legendary Chulao Shi symbol of ancient might. Viewers shout, calling Lin Ye the great master who once changed dungeon history difficulty. In the crowd, a fat man excitedly yells to be Lin Ye's fan regardless of outcome. He laughs boldly, challenges the guide Lin Mei, and urges to destroy the puppets. Some mercenaries whisper anxiously about losing contact with superiors. One confirms chaos and confusion, unsure what to do. Another sneers, suggesting they take the chance to escape control and open the Demon Tide Gate. Lin Ye stays calm, ordering Chulaoshi to lure monsters without using strong skills. Shuloshinodius, eyes flashing with understanding. It leaps high, releasing dark energy, body wrapped in black power rushing like lightning. Its target is the puppet mage squad occupying high ground. The puppets fire energy spheres, but Chulaoshi dodges like a phantom. Explosions light up the sky below. Monsters fall into chaos as Linye smiles, plan successful. He analyzes that the 4 bosses only maintain the formation, not fight directly with limited intellect. Seeing small monsters rush down, Chulaoshi turns, gathering strength for a counterattack. Energy gathers on its arm, forming a thunderous killing strike. Linye times it perfectly, shouting the command to break the formation. Chulaoshi releases glowing demonic chains, binding the monsters in place. Linye follows with Heaven Earth Hell Severance, turning space into a sea of blood. Giant Tree seizes the moment, unleashing Heavenly Strike, slicing enemies rapidly with fast cooldowns. Linye activates Blue Sea Rebirth, creating a magic vortex sucking monsters into darkness. Baija fires explosive poison orbs, while Mumu casts Flamestorm, burning the battlefield. Mumi uses ice to freeze nearby foes into cold statues. Chulaoshi attacks at blinding speed, a single fatal slash clearing all monsters ahead. As smoke clears, the battlefield falls into utter silence. Victory alert sounds. The black-armored puppet mage is slain. Formation broken. Commander heavily injured. Linye expands his power, spikes from his back preventing enemy recovery. He uses dark energy to control all nearby puppets. Preparing the final blow, Linye casts a healing counterspell to complete the tactic. The divine critical strike tears apart the puppet mage, draining its blood, kill confirmed. Linye turns to look at Baiji and Mumu, eyes sharp in observation. The 2 sisters team up to defeat another boss. System confirms next victory. The giant tree slays another boss with a heavy strike, shaking the battlefield. The last puppet mage struggles up, gathering its ultimate move. Chulaoshi gives no chance. A skyward slash ends the boss. System chimes again. A spatial gate opens. Light floods out, marking completion of the mutated dungeon. System distributes rewards. Shimmering carp appear. Treasure upgraded to brilliant diamond. The diamond forest shines like stars in the night. A voice prompts to open double chests he quickly accepts. Light bursts out as he gains diamond-grade skills and gear full of power and mystery. The Stellar Blessing skill grants full recovery, stat boosts, and 3 random buffs, removable only by equal tier skills. He delights in this ultimate skill, especially its reversal of stellar penalties. The skill turns into a destructive blade, draining enemy life and reversing stellar effects in despair. The outside crowd watches in shock and excitement at the spectacle. A soldier rushes to report to the city lord. The city lord frowns, calm yet authoritative, asking about the Deep Region's battle. The soldier proudly reports they've entered the catacombs and near victory. This is a prime chance to destroy the Abyss Master and wipe out all foes. The city lord nods, but feels things are too smooth, warning to stay alert. The Abyss demons are cunning. He and his 2 comrades appear in full power, crowd erupting in cheers. With sharp eyes, he sees everyone has entered the safe refuge zone. The alliance plan advances, though details remain unclear. He notices the city lord quietly moving into the crowd. A flicker of unease rises as if something crucial is missing. Mumu waves cheerfully, smiling innocently, unaware of her family's worried gaze. If the abyssal forces are completely purged, it will be a total victory. A warning blares. Monsters suddenly attack the refuge, causing chaos and death. Wang Ma Kao rushes to rescue captives, ordering reinforcements and suspecting a traitor. Amid chaos, he dashes like lightning, slicing a monster's head and saving the victim. His eyes scan the remaining beasts, blade flashing with precise strikes. One monster loses its arm, the trapped person freed safely. He still feels uneasy. Realizing the guards are elites, something is off. Wang Machao reports to the city lord, believing the monsters are organized by an insider. Demonic beasts continue chasing civilians in the refuge, roaring wildly in the night. The city lord stands firm, commanding all professionals to protect the students. The air grows tense as some in the crowd transform into demons, attacking around. The professionals draw weapons instantly, forming ranks against the raging beasts. The monster's shapes grow clearer, bodies swelling, darkened by shadow. Wang Ma Chao warns the city lord to stay back as the monsters empower. The city lord nods, radiant energy gathering in his hands. Before striking, he reassures the crowd that the dragon fire burns only abyssal demons. The dragon beast roars, spewing red fire that engulfs the charging horde. But from underground, more demonic beasts surge endlessly like fierce waves. Everyone wonders what summoning item could be that powerful. Mumu frowns, tracks the traitor's trace, then joins Baiji to divide combat zones. He fights alone at the front, his swordsmanship shredding monsters to pieces. Conflicted, he debates whether to evacuate civilians or hunt the traitor to stop the demon tide source. The ground shakes violently as reports come 3 high-tier demon gates appear in the city and refuge zone. The city lord angrily questions why reinforcements are so delayed. He sternly demands the positions of the defenders assigned to protect the refuge. Bad news arrives. Demon gates spawn throughout the city, monster numbers far exceeding expectations. He senses the danger rising, high-level beasts descend while defenses run thin. He realizes at this rate, the inner and outer demon tides will merge. They'll trap everyone inside, leaving no survivors. Mumu notices her spell deals abnormally high damage to insects with low magic resistance. She asks about his mana. He replies it's depleted and tells her to conserve for little Mumu's attack. Fortunately, besides the sisters, the city lord and academy observers also provide support. Some professionals in the crowd join the fight, adding faint hope. The city lord calmly assesses. These monsters are only level 10-20, meaning stronger gates appear elsewhere. They have weak magic resistance but thick armor, so student mages can assist from range. The city lord promptly rallies all young mages, igniting morale. He spins his blade amid chaos, techniques whirling like a storm. The reverse stellar effect rains down like falling stars, draining and crushing demon tide attributes. The massive damage makes the crowd roar in awe at the diamond tier reversal skill. Nearby priests grow inspired, eager to assist as Lin Ye leads. They unleash healing and buffs, light flooding the front line. Though steady, he worries mana recovery and items may soon fail. If manpower runs out before locating the demon gate source, the whole area will fall. He asks the city lord about reserves. The reply supplies are short-term and depend on outside support. He concludes elite forces being reassigned caused critical shortage both inside and outside the city. Suddenly he perceives the abnormal situation, realizing they've been lured away from key positions. A hand rests on his shoulder. Someone tells him to calm down. He brushes it off, tense to the limit. A familiar voice stops him. Shangguan Yan has appeared. Yan reveals she never left but secretly observed. Believing together they can break through and find the demon tide source. He gazes toward the front line where comrades hold desperately. Then he seriously asks Yan how long they can endure to minimize casualties. Shangguan Yan smiles, ready to display her innate talent. A notification appears. He gains Soul Adaptive Force, boosting damage, range, area, cooldowns, recovery, and shifting part of damage to Yan. She explains her talent Soul Link allows her soul to merge with his body for 1 hour with greater effects. He presses about the price and risks of such power. With its might, he deems the talent of legendary rank. Shangguan Yan smirks, saying only she bears the cost after use. She'll fall into a week-long coma needing his protection. He grips her hand firmly, urging to begin and lead the way. As they advance, swarms of beasts rush in, with insect men spewing venom in threat. He roars, slashing like lightning straight at his target. One strike splits the insect man, its body exploding apart. A notification pops up. Flash Spirit Moon Seal is absorbing residual souls. The seal instantly ranks up, greatly enhancing all his attributes. He continues pursuing under Shangguan Yan's guidance ahead. Fighting while asking, he wonders if Yan has identified the traitor. Yan sneers, confirming someone's always watching from the shadows. They even hid the summoning scroll inside the control room, foolish and reckless, with cameras still on. Outside the city, the battlefield is chaos. Giant insect beasts rampage, and Huang Xiaofeng roars for revenge. He vents fury on the monsters, swinging his weapon in a sky full of slaughter. He hisses arrogantly, saying chasing him is a waste of their time. Pain he once suffered fuels the blaze of hatred in his eyes. A voice beside him warns to stop chasing. That person declares he must leave for another mission, leaving Huang on his own. He reminds Huang that the demon tide won't attack him anymore, but professionals now see him as tainted. Huang Xiaofeng clenches his fists, checking his wounds, killing intent flaring. The man instructs if he meets professionals, he must drop his weapon or hide. After the demon tide retreats, he should surrender the abyss mark and explain everything. Xiaofeng shouts in frustration, complaining the plan is lame. The man curtly replies there's no other option, then leaves. Suddenly another mocking voice appears, claiming to have found its target. A man named Heiquan angrily asks if he's betrayed the abyss faction. Heiquan smirks, admitting he's always been a spy and advises him to turn back. The pipe-wielding man goes mad, roaring hell purge all abyss traitors. He hurls his pipe toward Heiquan in attack. Heiquan dodges easily, coldly asking if he's ever realized he was once human, driving the man insane. The man screams over his weak talent, hating his lack of power and craving to make all kneel before him. Heiquan shakes his head, voice cold and sharp, saying, ambition is fine, but relying on the abyss is the wrong path. Suddenly, the thrown pipe rebounds, striking Heiquan's face and stunning him. From the dark, a shrill voice teases, greeting him like an old acquaintance. Huang Xiaofeng whirls around, roaring insults at the foxwoman, making her flush purple. He ignores her and immediately turns to flee. But the foxwoman pins him to a wall, warning he can't escape with such a power gap. She sneers bitterly, mocking that he's only good at talking. Xiaofeng counters with an elbow, but she clamps him like iron. He spits curses at the corrupted fiends, while she laughs viciously, insulting his looks, then angrily casts magic. Demonic cords bind him like venomous snakes. He writhes furiously, realizing she truly attacked despite orders not to kill. She freezes as a cold voice behind orders her to keep him alive by the Lord's command. That one says his corruption talent exceeds evaluation, with potential to become the king of depravity, to be taken back for brainwashing as a trump card. The fox glances sideways, grumbling at Quan for interrupting, then smacks Xiaofeng's head, demanding assistance. At that moment, dust blasts into the foxwoman's face, making her shut her eyes. Quan seizes the chance, charging with glowing fists. A heavy uppercut like a hammer sends her flying backward. He unleashes a combo, fire fist, earth fist, then a thunderous ultimate strike. The foxwoman collapses, attributes plummeting, barely breathing among ruins. Her ally trembles, screaming in disbelief they were both level 30 corrupted. He erupts in rage, swearing to kill Quan no matter what. The two join forces, attacking with blazing killing intent. Quan smirks confidently, saying even transformed they can't match him, and the fox even buffed him by mistake. The fox panics while her ally feels dragged into an invisible swamp, movements slow and weak. His burst skill amplifies damage to decayed state enemies and extends duration after each kill. The fox body dissolves into a wretched beast, writhing as flesh rots away. Quan coldly scolds them for stubbornly destroying their own chance to live. He closes in and drives a fierce punch into the fox's abdomen. He ends with a farewell, hoping she'll reincarnate human. A blast of force flings her skyward, vanishing in an instant. He appears midair, hand touching ground like a deity. The impact drives the fox deep underground, dust surging as her body disappears completely. Quan still radiates power, then notices the pipe addict fleeing in panic. He shrugs, confident the green hills remain and firewood will come again. Before the man can shout, Quan blocks his path, warning coldly there's no escape. The addict morphs into a grotesque monster, charging Quan in blind fury. Every strike is blocked. Quan uses impenetrable technique and steel-like inner force. His body flashes, moving like lightning to appear behind the foe. A crushing punch hits the enemy's back, followed by another devastating blow. The addict shatters into pieces, erased completely as Quan's form fades to void. Quan sighs, glancing at the unconscious Huang Xiaofeng, wondering if the boy is still sane. He decides to take Huang Xiaofeng to safety, leaving the chaotic scene swiftly. From the darkness, black flames flicker. A deep voice asks for Quan's location. Quan calmly replies he's escorting Huang Xiaofeng and temporarily unfit for battle after the corrupted pursuit. The fiery voice acknowledges but orders a change deliver Huang Xiaofeng directly to their base. Quan hesitates, worrying that making an untrained student a spy is too dangerous. The voice explains Huang Xiaofeng's talent surpasses limits, capable of exceeding even the corruption king shocking Quan. It adds that Huang could rise to ultimate authority through his willpower resisting the abyss. The key is, he won't fall to corruption, letting him infiltrate and destroy powers beyond the Deep Shadow King. Has deemed the key to ending the conflict between humans and the Deep Abyss decision, confirmed by the Alliance and his father. Quan worries whether the boy will accept or cling to humanity. The dark flame assures it will grant him power while protecting his will. If Huang Xiaofeng refuses, he may decline, and the voice notes he often speaks of someone named Lin Ye. The dark flame stresses that abyssal power will cost him fair competition, yet the plan is set his potential far exceeds all estimates. The flame reveals Huang Xiaofeng's flaw, stems from childhood trauma tied to a family secret. Quan speculates Lin Ye never took things seriously after realizing Huang Xiaofeng's true nature and strength. The voice explains his power can slay deep abyss demons, but also turns Lin Ye into a rival to surpass, fueling his extremity. Quan begins to understand as the dark flame insists these two geniuses can never be true allies. Even so, they can still cooperate from different fronts to maximize their strength. When Quan brings him back, everything will be explained in full. He quickly accepts the mission. The flame flickers, chuckling softly, mentioning minor incidents in Fang City. Some unexpected events occurred beyond the dark flame's control. But the arrival of MANWHA and Lin Ye completely changed the situation.